Great not morning to all of you. All right, so I know your cameras will be cutting on here super soon. Kim, yeah, that's on time. That's on time. She got here at the 9th hour.
That's it.
Yeah, she got here at the 9th hour. She got the last mite. Is what she got. Good. Lots of pre things first. I did. Let's well, not pre things. We're talking about why are humans so cruel? Why are we so cruel? And it's the last week of this. We all suck as humans, right? Actually, the actual title was, "Are you a good person?" And hopefully, what I've done is teach you. Okay, Trinace. Hopefully, what I've done is teach you that none of us are good. Also, none of us are bad. Mm-hmm. But none of us are good. Mm-hmm. That's really important, and I'm going to put a cap on it today. But I must admit to you, you're going to be very confused after this call. Not confused in the sense of not understanding what's going on. And this call is going to be mostly dialogue from you. But you should know you're going to leave this call extremely confused on where you stand, which is the point of this call. And to be fair, they wanted me to do, and I'm gonna mix in the part 2 from the way I forgot we were supposed to do last year. Yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah. And I mix in the part 2 since I forgot. Yes. Man, we'll mix in the part 2 as well. So I'm going to give you everything we're going to talk about up front, which is valuable. I'm going to wait for some of you to cut on your phones or your cameras, and because this is different. This is a different class. This is a different class. Plus, I want to show you one of the gifts that you're going to be getting. All of you are in Pathbenders. Now, you can take my free gift to you, or you can give me $2,935 or whatever it is. I will. Yeah, $27.20. Thank you. I will take your money. I will.
And I'll take the gift.
Okay, there you go.
I'll accept the gift also and be extremely grateful.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Now you will, believe I said you will have to do the $500 for your own materials, and you'll see. Trust me, nobody's gonna have a problem with it because you're gonna love the materials. You'll see. You're gonna love the materials. I'm not telling you all the materials because some of you, if this was week 37, I'd tell you all the materials. Some of you are so righteous, nobody can tell you anything. Therefore, when I say something that goes against your thought process, your beliefs, your religious beliefs, your auto-suggestion, you're immediately going to reject. But that's not in my beliefs. But what are beliefs? What are beliefs? Beliefs are simply stated ideas you're emotionally attached to. Simple as that. You're more than welcome to go to Google and find a better definition, but it's going to come back to, it's an idea. You have a lot of emotional attachment. That's what it is. That's what a belief is. Now, we kill over beliefs. We ignore people's ideas.
Yep.
A belief is an idea that we are emotionally, or to which we are emotionally attached, is the way I would say it if I was on stage in a scholarly setting, because we don't end sentences with prepositions. A belief is an idea in which you are emotionally attached. In which, to which, same thing. It changes the meaning just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit. Those two prepositions have a little thing there. Here's what's going to happen up front. I'm going to tell you what a clinical psychologist from Yale, who wrote in a New York Times magazine, or the New Yorker magazine, one of them, the New York Times or New Yorker, about why people are cruel. I'm going to do that. I'm going to immediately tell you up front what he says, and then I'm going to tell you the second thing he says. And once I say, well, he says it's a little bit of both, everybody's going to be comfortable. Then you're going to talk a lot. And then I'm going to introduce the third thing up front, and I'm going to really mess your head up. And you're not going to like it, because all of you heart bleeders, that's what I call empaths, all of you heart bleeders, you are going to, everybody here is going to tell, yes, absolutely. I'm trying to warn you. I really am. I'm doing my humor consulting. I'm saying everything up front. Now, remember, your cameras need to be on, except for John Calloway. I think he's driving. Well, and Talisha, we'll see you in 30 minutes. Now, if you do cut your camera on, I'm selling it.
I'll be with you in a moment.
Okay, you too. We'll see you in 30 minutes. I will put you both on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'll be there in just a second.
You three too.
I'm serving plates. I'll be in just a
Oh,
minute.
you serving plates. Okay. No. I respect it. Y'all get here. And since that seems to be the thing, I'll adjust. But if you get on here with them John Calloway muscles, I'm selling it. Me and Ken, we going to the bank. We going to the bank. All right, we are going to the bank. I'm telling you the thing I get my hands on. I'm gonna give you three things up front, and our entire conversation is surrounded by those three things. I want to give these three things to you up front. Then we're going to switch to Deanna, so Deanna can show you one of your gifts that you will be, well, technically you would have received it had you purchased, but one of the gifts should be mine. And then you will see why the $500 is so important. You'll see. One of those gifts is a grimoire. You probably don't know what that is. Let's call it a spell book. We'll just call it a spell book. No, it's not in the bag. It's on my office dresser. We'll call it a spell book. And Amanda laughed. It's not really a spell book, but we can call it a spell book.
I love that. Like that,
yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Trey, they say that's what I understood to be. It is. Now keep in mind, your Bible is a spell book. Please know. Your Bible is a spell book. Your affirmations are spells written on your mirror, your bathroom mirror. Go ahead. She's going to show you a picture. Since I didn't bring it, she's going to show you a picture of what your grandma looks like. High quality. High quality. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. All right, y'all. So it looks kind of like this.
No, that's exactly what it looks like. That's the, I don't think that's the exact one. No, it's not the exact one.
No, not the exact one, but it's this. So this is what it looks like. It has parchment, like real parchment in the inside. And it's the leather binding. Like, it's beautiful. It is beautiful because I have one.
That's the Necronomicon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now look at you. Meet your bike. Except for I think the one has oak tree on it. It's about $37. All right then. So Trey Nason's ready to do some magic. You know, it's parchment paper. It's all parchment paper, and it's something that you're really gonna like. And it's about $37. Okay, it's about $37. It's not 50 million gazillion dollars. It's about $37. No problem. Up front. Oh, hold on, one more thing. No, not yet. Your, what you call those things? Your papers that tell you about your cosmic birth. Natal chart. That starts next week, but all of you should have it by now, right? Except for 3 people who didn't.
Right, and they should have theirs tomorrow.
All right, you'll get yours tomorrow. We haven't talked about them, but that's not because they're not, we're slipping. Today is the last week of enrollment. Next week, it's locked down, and I am already thinking about kicking 3 people out. Already. Easy. Already. I told you about do me a favor, text Sheena. I forgot.
She just logged on.
I know, but she let her know she got to cut her camera on. Nobody's exempt. All right, let her know. I forgot. So this is the one class that you got to have your camera on. So unless she on the toilet, her camera got to be on. Nobody's exempt. You're gonna. I'm trying to find a political way or easy way to say this that gets past your auto suggestions. I'm not going to be able to do that. Your God can't get past your auto suggestions. There's no sense in me trying. So I'm going to say this. Pretty much everything you think about the world and what you know, all the intelligence and smarts that you have, you are wrong. But since your brain refuses to ever be wrong, your brain says, well, you're right. And then builds that wrongness in your life. Now, if you're wrong to the tune of $1 billion, congratulations, brain. I love it. That's a good one. That's a good one, right? Okay, that's a good one. Now, did I mention that Katrina, she has permission to have a camera on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, Susan is in the back cooking and stuff, so she always has a permission to keep the camera on. She's always doing something back there, you know. She's doing something. She's making sure the house. Tawala's always, she's always like 6:30. She got to leave and stuff. I know she'd be at work. It's all good. It's all good. It's not a cameras on thing because I'm a Nazi about it. It's a cameras on thing, so you can't hide about it. You're not as smart as you think you are. And I'm not attacking your intelligence. I'm more so attacking your awareness. I am most certainly on the attack. No sense in me hiding my hands about it. I am on the offense. This is not a defensive conversation. I have decided to shoot at you up front. You are highly intelligent, but in this world, you do not get your intelligence, you get your awareness. And that's what we're attempting to change. This is why you know so many smart people broke. How many of you know a broke Christian?
Yep.
I do.
Jerome was like, me? What is you talking about? Knowledge of scriptures does not equate to benefit of scriptures.
Watch yourself.
That was tough, wasn't it, Trey Nace? That was tough.
I ain't like that at all.
I ain't like that at all. No, you got to say the mic.
That's the whole thing of, oh, you know the scriptures, but you don't know the Lord.
Yes, and you love the scriptures, but you don't love the Lord.
That's it.
We love the Phil, you shouldn't have did that. The Bible says, but my behavior don't act nothing like what the Bible says. I have an atheist friend of mine. This has nothing. I just love his viewpoints. He hates Christianity. You understand? And he used to be a pastor. Oh, he was a super pastor. He was a super pastor. He was a super pastor with a super congregation, and he hates Christianity. Now, I mean, like, he's not even neutral about this. He is not even close to neutral about this. And I love to talk. I talk to him every day I can. He has his viewpoints. I've talked to him. I'd be like, damn. That was a good one, right? Like, all you can say sometimes is that was a good one. You know what I'm saying? That was a sound argument. And if you know me and talk to me, I always say, I like sound arguments, right? I don't care right or wrong. If you present your argument and prove it, I like that behavior. That's the kind of stuff I like. He said, well, let's play Christian Russian roulette. I was like, huh? What's that? He said, and I quote, open up the Bible anywhere, follow whatever it says, and let's see who goes to jail first. That had nothing to do with nothing, but I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. And I looked at him, I said, oh man, you got a good point there. Now, of course, I'm not, I'm trying to promote here, talk to everybody. You're going to talk to everybody. I enjoy conversations with people who disagree with half the things that come out of my mouth. I enjoy that because we don't know everything. Mm-hmm. And the more you know, the less you get. Remember, the more you know, the less you get, because God can only work in what you know.
Watch yourself, preacher.
Did I stumble on something by accident? God can only work in what you know. This is why one of the best prayers is, God, just do it. Just do it. Forget what I know. Lord, have mercy on me, right? Is what the blind man said. Don't bless me the way I say it. Because some of y'all waiting on your financial breakthrough and you waiting on it through your bank account. You're waiting on it through your credit. You're waiting on it through the financial information you know, but your financial information you know is this big. So God can only have your financial breakthrough this big.
I'm gonna throw my cup at you. I need a towel.
How can you experience something you don't know?
It's a little hard, but
Like, think about that. How can you receive something you have no awareness of?
How can you say something and don't believe?
Exactly. This is why knowledge of scriptures doesn't equate to benefit of scriptures, because you may know those scriptures, but you don't have the awareness to receive those scriptures. And God is always working through what you know. If you say, God, like however Ken Johnson is going to be blessed, it would be more than likely through cars or selling. He don't know nothing else. I don't mean as a diss. I'm saying his faith that he know how to make money from nothing. He know how to sell cars. And God is not going to bless Ken Johnson through downtown real estate. He don't know nothing about it. That is fair. God is not going to bless none of you through brain surgery.
no.
Oh, let me just, Damali, you need some money. I'm going to send you 10 brain surgery clients. That's $1 billion. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to make sure I understand this correctly.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough.
God can only bless me
Through
through what I know. So if I only know my ABCs,
That's all you're going
he can only bless me through my ABCs.
That's all you're going to get.
But if I know 1 to 1 trillion, he can bless me in the 1 to 1 trillion.
Yeah, that's right. Let me prove that. No, go ahead.
Oh, that's why you say increase your, when you increase your ability to earn.
I never
by
say,
oh,
my bad, hold on. I never say, here's your problem. Respectfully. Most of y'all, when y'all pray, it's in English asking for American dollars. So God can't send you someone in another language in another currency.
Oh, okay.
Time to learn some language.
Kim, I am on it right now by accident.
Yes, you are.
You can't get a Muslim to come and say, here you go, here's a lot of money, because you don't like Muslims. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. And since you're homophobic and people in the rainbow community have all the money, you can't get one of them to bless you because you don't like them. You get it? God can only work through what you know. So the more you know, the less you get. That makes sense. There's a whole scripture in the Bible for that. Those who are willing to lose their lives, gain it. This is what it is. Humble yourself. Come on, Jerome. The sight of the, right? You understand? It really is that simple. Please, please, please receive this, because today's conversation is going to be hard. I'm going to tell you why it's going to be hard, because you're going to agree with all 3 things I'm going to bring up. And that is a problem. Because in order to actually be effective on this planet, you got to actually stand for something. And you're not going to be able to stand for anything. Not today. And that's going to force you to wrestle and figure out, why the hell are we so cruel? Go ahead, Grace.
So when you say the more you know, the less you get.
Facts.
So if I'm always open and receptive to everything, God can bless me because I'm open and receptive.
Glad you said that. That's correct. But let me prove it to you in your language and Jerome language. I need the Christians. I'm gonna use Christians because most of y'all who actually go to church multiple times a week. Would you please identify yourself? This is very important. Grace, Jerome, Kim, Tracy, Renee, Sugar preaching stuff, and Prophet Jerry, of course. Your Prophet Jerry, and then all right. This isn't me. You ain't in no church multiple times a week, child. You got something to say? Okay, I give you something to say. All right, there you go. Oh, nice. Okay, I'll let you announce that.
No,
But-
that's not what I'm doing, but
Oh,
I do
okay.
it be on TV, but I be there.
That's actually going to
sometimes.
church. I can't even say nothing about that. That's actually
I do be there.
that's actually if you've been blessed with technology, use it. If
You met Lucille, know how she is.
no, show right now. Her mom is a super Christian, that's for sure.
Yes.
Super Christian, that is for sure. So you show right. You know, Grace got one of them daddies feel that every time Grace, if he walk by Grace and Grace don't have her normal vibration, Adonia, you reading your Bible, Grace? She got one of them kind of daddies. She got one of them. You know what I'm talking about, the Bible. You reading your Bible? Prove it in Grace Talk. All you folk who go to church multiple times a week, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And this is not a bad thing. I'm just gonna show you. Have y'all frequently received a blessing outside of church or things associated with the church? I will wait.
Yes.
Frequently.
Oh, frequently.
I
Yes.
knew what I was saying. Frequently. Okay, Sugar says yes. Or do you frequently get blessed outside the church? And outside of, and not just outside the church, outside of anything attached to the church. If it's another Christian, you can't say that anymore. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I will then challenge you. Well, then you also go somewhere else a lot too. It is not just church. You have cross-cultural conversations to do that. Because I got you, if you only ever go to a white church and you're a white person, how could I possibly expect you to be kinder or to be cultural with Black people? I'll prove it. Let's flip it around. All you Black folk going to Black churches. How many of you are willing to admit the only really time you see white people is on this call? Come on, help me out, somebody. I need somebody to be honest. You know, well, because I don't you work with them.
Yeah.
If all you do is go to work, go home, go to church, how are you possibly running into something that is going to be not in what you're used to? This is why every time God does something, he says, get up and do something else. Because what you're doing, I can't do my work in. If nothing else comes from this call, that was unplanned. God can only work through what you know. Nobody, yes, sir.
Would that be indicative of why a person may feel that what they're doing, they have that constant feeling that I could do better, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing? Because that's exactly how I be feeling with trucking. Although I've been in it 36 years, I keep having that feeling over and over, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
Right, no doubt. Two questions. Well, one question here, then I answer your question. How many of your blessings come through trucking, percentage-wise?
I'll say about 40%.
Okay, 40%. You can't see it? Like, how is he gonna get blessed financially as a professional speaker
Watch it.
until he starts a TV show in the truck?
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Now, the answer to your question is yes. When you get that feeling, it's because your comfort zone is no longer comfortable for you. Every soul on planet Earth is going through a hero's journey. And if you stay in step 1 or 2, things start actually get taken from you spiritually. Spiritually, you genuinely start losing blessings. Every sacred text says it. The Bible says it. Him who have a lot, get a lot. Him who has little, take from him. Yeah. It's a very difficult scripture to understand, but it's saying it's a law of attraction based scripture, or a scripture that points or highlights the law of attraction, however you want to say it. Okay, Deanna, do me a favor. Take 3 minutes or 5 minutes. That took too long. And tell them about the gift. This is one of the things you're going to get, and I like it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's called a law of attraction planner. It's a law of attraction planner. So this one is the purple. I love the purple, and you see it has all of the zodiacs there, and then the lady right here in her meditation, yoga position, and all of the constellations. But what I love the most about it is,
Here, come over here. Mute your mic.
Okay.
Come over here. This camera's better.
here we go.
Make sure I'm on mute. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you're muted.
I just had to gather most I see. Go ahead.
Okay, so here we go. Oh yeah, that's better. So there it is, the Law of Attraction Planner. It's wonderful and beautiful, and it has wonderful things in it. Now, what I love about it the most, yeah, it looks gorgeous on the outside. It looks awesome on the outside. But in the inside, it has these little things right here, like little, what do you call them? Affirmations.
Yeah.
It says,
Oh, that's
keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words, and it just keeps going. Then on the next page where you put your information, where it says this planner belongs to, it has your mission statement, how I want to contribute to this world, and then your life statement, how I would love my life to be. So it's forcing you to draw onto you what you desire and not who you are, so that way you become who you desire, if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
And then as you keep going,
Tell them how that calendar working there too. You was telling me about.
Okay.
That's what blew my mind.
gotcha. Okay, wait, which calendar? The calendar?
Just keep going.
Okay, and then here you have where you put your notes, your themes, your subject and everything, and then what page it's on and what it is. And then it moves you to the Law of Attraction Roadmap.
Yes.
Oh, that's tight.
Yes.
So it walks you from awareness and self-discovery is number one. And then it says in the middle, find your purpose. And it says make mission and vision statements. And it tells you what pages, and it just walks you all the way through your Law of Attraction Roadmap. I love it, love it, love it. And then what it also does is there's this page right here. It says questions to empower your day. And then evening power questions. So it's questions to get you started during the day. And it says answer these questions every morning in your mind or on a piece of paper. Visualize your answer and focus on how you feel. And then in the evening, it has power questions, but it also opens up. Y'all, ignore
I
me.
love it.
Your enthusiasm
It opens up
is
to look, to
amazing.
feel.
It's the emotional
The
guidance.
emotional guidance scale.
Oh.
So you get to determine your emotional vibration.
He's showing you. Oh,
Yay!
that's nice.
Yep.
And it has affirmations for each emotional vibration. So if you're feeling bliss, it gives you affirmations, enthusiasm, hope, all that wonderful stuff. And then it keeps going over here. And then look, this says for all energy levels. And then you have self-care, giving back, entertainment, all this wonderful stuff. And it just keeps going and going and going. There's more. Okay. On this page is
I'm so excited.
the awareness and your self-discovery. And then on this page, it asks questions like, what would I want to experience in life in time and money if time and money were not an issue? And it says, give yourself a maximum of 90 seconds for each question. And then on the other side is your mission and vision statement. Helps you write it out. It helps you define and craft each one. And then your goal setting. Look, it has your goal setting. And then on this side, you create harmony on all levels. And then it gives you the center, which is your life goals, and then each level. And it helps you create harmony on all levels.
Keep in mind that is coming up in this course about month 5. Harmony on all levels. Be ready.
Yes, yes.
And the levels that it presents are spiritual, personal growth, relationships, career and business, fun and recreation goals, yay, money, family, and health. Then it moves on to choose 5 top goals from what you have listed to that you want to achieve in 1 year. And then it says set rewards if you achieve your goals. I like that part because I like rewards. And then it has a part that says, get rid of blocks and distractions, reprogram your mind and unlock your true potential. And on here, it tells you to list your fears and list your distractions. And then it tells you positive affirmations to repeat daily and action steps to take to get rid of distractions. And this part is your journey. Like all these blocks are your journey. The first column is where you are now. And that's in your spiritual, personal, like in all levels. Then where am I going and how did I get there? So it makes you track everything that you're doing.
Powerful.
It makes you track like your whole, I'm excited, y'all. So I'm running out of breath. I'm really excited. I really like this journal. Okay. then it has, you know, your 4 calendars, but then it opens up. How will I make it happen? Your goals, you put your goal here, and then you write down up to 5 steps on how you're going to make that happen. So it makes you take action steps to complete your goals. And then this one is my most important life goals. And it asks you what I want specifically and by when. And it asks you, why do I want it?
Mhm.
Why do I want this particular goal? And look, it opens up some more so you can put your vision board inside. All right. Okay. Oh,
What's
and-
your favorite part? What's your favorite
okay.
part?
So my favorite part is the life statement. That's my favorite part.
Don't read it. We're gonna say
I'm not gonna read it.
Okay.
But what I did was I combined my wealth statement
From Think and Grow
from
Rich.
Think and Grow Rich with my life statement, and I made it my living wealth statement.
There you go. Come on, y'all put your hands together for that.
Way to go,
I'm
Deanna. I
absolutely
love
loving that.
it. I
That
love
is
it.
awesome.
Feeling like
Oh, and then
Advertise.
look, here, you hold it so they can see his actual planner.
Actually, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go through it. Oh yeah, that's yeah. Go through
Yeah.
that. And Sheena was talking about you advertising for everybody.
you do some voice advertisements. You need to add that as like a thing. Like just
And it look, and it's a planner. It has a 7-day week on 2 pages, and it has the times and everything. So it's everything in one. So you can have your law of attraction on a daily basis. Okay.
There you go. There you go. One more time. Put your hands.
I love it.
You did that
Awesome,
well.
Deanna.
Awesome.
You did that
I'm
well.
a stationary person and I am so excited by this.
I'm
Yeah,
loving that
so
planner. That is too cool.
next week we'll give you more time and pick up where you left off. Okay, pick up where you left off. So as you can see, your gifts for Past Bender are actually a big deal. I was very impressed with that law of attraction panel, and I didn't have it planned to be in the gifts. Deanna was like, "Hey, I want this," and it went in. I slept on it, but when it came in, and she was so excited, I was looking at it, and she presented it to me the same way. You know, she gave it to y'all. That's why I said you're gonna do that in front of class. That's why I said you're gonna do that. And it was amazing. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff that I teach, right? It's sitting right up in there. Sitting right up in it. It's incredible. So you're gonna have your spell book plus that. Now there's some other stuff in Pathbender that is, there's a lot. And then some stuff I'm just not gonna tell you, because if I tell you right now and you're not like Sheena or something, you're just not going to like it right now. Okay, you're gonna have to. You're gonna need some. I gotta kind of walk you to that. Okay, I gotta kind of walk you.
We
to
need to grow a little bit more.
You need to
huh?
grow a whole lot. You need to grow a whole lot of it for sure. For sure. Well, this is the second day of the full moon, right? In America, I think it's third day for Sheena. No, she's not that far away. She's an hour ahead. I'm tripping. I keep thinking you're on the other side of, well, you are on the other side of the world, but just downward. Yeah. Number one statement. So why are humans so cruel? Why are we so
My
cruel?
mic's on.
Yes.
I wasn't talking, but I didn't know my mic.
It's gonna hear in the background.
Yes.
Drug deal. Got your drugs. Got your cocaine. You want your cocaine? All right. The guy's name is Paul Bloom. You feel free to look up Paul Bloom and New Yorker article. Actually, well, you got to pay for that article, so don't worry about it. Yes. Here's statement number one. Let me find it real quick. It is, they say, all right. A lot of people, I'm going to copy and paste it so y'all don't have to copy and paste it. So don't worry about it. A lot of people blame cruelty on the dehumanization of another person. That means in order to be so cruel, you have to dehumanize someone. And nobody is going to really desist. That's how we do genocide. It's how George Floyd even happened. There's no way you can, it's just, you can't.
You cannot like humans.
That's coming. That's coming. That's absolutely coming. That's part of the second statement. But you can't put your knee and all your body weight on the back of somebody's neck for 8 minutes and 38 seconds and think they're a human being.
Right.
You just can't do it. This is just right. So dehumanization is part of being cruel. And we know this. But then The people we really worst to, as Sheena pointed out, are humans that we see as humans. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the article. Where is that? Because I want you to see it for yourself, because it's well put. Plus, I don't want you to think I'm out here fibbing. Share. Is this it right here? You see Paul Bloom?
Yes.
Outstanding. A lot of people blame cruelty on dehumanization. And of course, I just explained that one. But the argument I make in my New York article, that's incomplete. We see others, a lot of the cruelty we do to one another, real savage, rotten, terrible things we do to one another, are in fact because we recognize the humanity of that person. Get ready. I'm about to throw out some hot inflammatory statements that somebody is going to say, you know what, I got hit with a rock. Let me start talking. So let's so here we go. So in one case, we dehumanize people and we're cruel to them. But that's not, let's just all, for this conversation, we're going to all equally pretend hell is real. Some of you don't have to pretend. And you're going in it based on the things you've done. All the dehumanizing humans you've ever done, that's not going to send you to hell. Because if you be honest, it's the people you did not dehumanize you treated the worst. Your husband has gotten the worst side of you. Do I still need to explain? And you fully see your husband as a full human.
Why you always got me apologizing to my husband? I mean, every time I get out of this class, I have to go apologize for something.
And look, here is his statement, and I'm going to have Grace read it, and then somebody got to say something. Go ahead, Grace. It's tough, y'all.
We see other people as blameworthy, as morally responsible, as themselves cruel, as not giving us what we deserve, as taking more than they deserve. And so we treat them horribly precisely because we see them as moral human beings.
So on one side, Otis, you got like Stalin, Hitler, that's dehumanizing people. But y'all don't have this dehumanizing problem for the most part. You can be full-blown racist. And if you're not like killing people, this ain't what's sending you to hell. Oh, but the way you treat your sister who get on your nerves. Come on, help me somebody. The way that you treat your wife, the way that some of our parents treated us, and the way that somebody hurt your feelings. See, the only people who can hurt your feelings are the people you deem to be human and morally responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I've made it make sense. Nobody you've dehumanized hurt your feelings. You ain't never had an enemy hurt your feelings. No. But those people who made sure Adonia didn't get that promotion and did it on purpose, yeah, that's the people we have a problem with. And we agree with both statements. Sheena, you first. Let's go.
Oh, I was going to say something. No, the dehumanizing, a lot of the times we're cruel to people because we see they're human. And honestly, I speak from experience and a couple of other people that I know. Because they won't hurt you back because they see the human in you. So it's not necessarily all the time that we dehumanize them as much as we take advantage of the human that we see.
But taking advantage of the human that we see is cruel.
It's very cruel. Very cruel.
It's extremely cruel.
I think that's what we do. We had that conversation about liking someone.
Right.
It's similar to it's basically doing it because you can, because they won't retaliate.
Okay, that's
which is actually a little bit worse. That's
Yep.
a different kind of cruel. It's a little bit, I think it's almost worse than dehumanizing, which is what a lot of people do to their spouses or their significant other or their children or their parents even.
Right. That's absolutely right. That's one worse. Let me throw out this little wrench. And who's next? Who's next? Somebody. Let me throw out this little wrench right here. She's absolutely right. What happens when someone we have not dehumanized that we love so much don't give us the right to choose that they was gonna cheat on us? Oh, y'all don't want to play. Nah, come on now. How did we act like Jesus in that situation? Oh
No.
Hell
Kill
no.
people.
No, we did not.
That was quick. You ain't got to finish.
I'm
No.
pissed off.
Yeah, pissed off.
I even got mad one time because somebody left me first. I was about to do it to them. I was like, "Hey, hit me to the punch." How dare you leave me before I can leave you?
So, I had somebody do me like that. All of a sudden, I wanted them back. I didn't even want to be with them.
I went straight to the manipulative and just made him feel like absolute shit for a while.
This is good. This is good because see, we haven't brought up manipulation as being cruel.
You still don't want him though. That's the cold-blooded part. I still didn't want him. I was like, I was gonna go anyways. But
Yep. Me and Sheena were having a good conversation a couple of days ago. We were talking about women not having sex with men to get more out of that man.
You absolutely can. The best thing you can do is make him taste it, baby. He'll give you anything. Oh, let me get off this.
Damn, you using it as a weapon.
That's
a weapon.
That's
not
accurate.
a weapon. It's a weapon if I give it to you and take it back.
But see,
it is.
But
yeah, it's
there's
just
a
expensive.
line. There's a line there, though. There is a line. There is a line. No, well, in this class, nobody's ever wrong. I'm just going to take the right point you made and throw a wrench in it. Yeah, throw a wrench in it.
You need to fix that because that was horrible advice. Nobody should do it.
Well,
that wasn't advice. That was the
That
outlandish
Uchi
statement. Bang bang.
Yeah. But think about it.
Why was that my email address at high school?
uchiwaliwali@gmail.com.
I was like,
at msn.com. Yeah, it's crazy. No, think about that. That is manipulative to withhold sex with intention. Now, I'm not saying don't do it because there has to be some sort of line, Trey Nace. It has to be something. And that's where my third thing is going to come up in a second. There has to be some sort of line in which, this is priceless. Please don't play with my Uchiwali. You understand what I'm saying? It's got to be something. But when you get a lot of free meals, I see y'all don't want to play now. See, this is women, y'all are not as slick as you think you are.
Yes,
men are very aware that y'all be using us for a lot of free stuff. We are not, and the internet just makes it worse. It's the truth. The internet just makes it worse. And now y'all got women with YouTube channels telling us how y'all manipulate us. And them popularly, every woman I know, okay, Adelia, every woman I know got plenty of followers on those channels. So it's a bit manipulative when we do it longer than we should. Now, who decides what longer than we should is? Different argument for a different day that I'm certainly with a room full of women not even going to even address. So if it does come up, I'm gonna get quiet all of a sudden. Get quiet all of a sudden. So Amanda brought up a very good point that I got emotionally manipulative. What's crueler? Just being cruel or being emotionally manipulative? Which one? Come on, let's hear it.
I'm gonna say
manipulative.
Yeah, emotionally
definitely
manipulative.
more cruel. And I know that's why I did it, because I knew I wanted to hurt him. But I'm not one who's gonna go and cheat back. I'm not that kind of person. So that was the only way I could get back at him. Like, look, I had this thought of who he was, And he completely shattered that. And I just knew he was somebody who would never, ever cheat on me. And when that happened, I was done. And to this day, I still don't see him as the person that he was, that I saw him as the person that I married. And I don't know if I'll ever get past it. I love him. We're still together. We got past it, and I don't manipulate him anymore. I mean, I've let that go.
Of course.
But I was, not the nicest person because he hurt me. I was going to figure out a way to hurt him, and that's what I did.
Is she alone, ladies and gentlemen? Can y'all let her?
No.
You are not. Very sweet about it. You did the nice thing. We're actually pretty sweet about it.
Oh, Lord.
You really are.
You got good friends because that could win a whole nother situation.
Because she did. Kimber's like, girl, I got his social. I got his bank account.
Girl.
I already have all that because I handle all the money.
Yeah, see, that's what she did. Kim was like, girl, you should have you a whole new house.
No, honestly, it's not the financial thing. There's a lot of other ways to hurt someone than staying with them and making them miserable. Because you made yourself miserable in that process.
Let's talk about it. Let's get clever with the ways that we be cruel. This is a good point. Let's talk about it.
Can I say this?
Yes, please.
In that space.
Come on, this is it. We having a real conversation. Because remember, we start off week 1. We all good people. Otis, I got him, Otis. I got him.
I'm like, Jesus, why do you call me good? There's only one. I'm just saying. But one of the things that I want to interject into this conversation, this class right here, this subject right here, right now, is that first of all, everything that women have done and or men have done that people may find conniving or whatever the case may be, started out as a protective measure or what do you call that? When you know somebody get ready to do you wrong and there's nothing else you could do, but I forgot what you call it.
I got you.
But anyway, that's what that was. And then they just kept cutting up. So then, pushing all the wrong buttons. So something's going to start rolling. You keep pushing the buttons. It's not cool, but yeah.
No, I agree. I completely agree. This is why. So can we before we? Well, we're not actually moving on, and I'll introduce the third thing. But can we agree though? For right now, we agree in both these things. We agree. Yep, you're dehumanizing. That's cruel. And we also agree that you're a human and you're cruel. And we also have more conversation for the people we love than the people we dehumanize. Yeah. When I said dehumanizing, I brought up some seriously terrible people, Stalin, Hitler. And I was like, all right, whatever. As soon as I brought up your wife, you know what that motherfucker, right? You. That's pretty telling, right? That really is. That really is. What? Let's bring up Amanda's situation, or people like Amanda's situation. What hurts more? What's more cruel? What the act was, the cheating, or not doing enough to make sure Amanda is whole?
Wow. I'm gonna say the not doing enough to make sure Amanda's whole, because you cheated. It's done. It was a physical act, but what comes after that? Like, she did the emotional bullying.
Okay, so let me throw a wrench in that. Let me tell you something. Everything y'all say, I'm going to disagree with. I'm not saying I disagree with you. Mm-hmm. I'm just facilitating one really. Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with that. I'm facilitating a really good conversation. That's all. Yeah. Think about this. She says, right, it was a sexual act. It just happened. Okay, so if I kill your son, hey, it was just murder. It just happened.
I think it's because you expect more from certain people, and they know that because of the relationship, you expect more from certain people. You don't expect certain people to behave in a certain way, regardless of what happens around you or what other people do. You don't expect them to do that to you because of what you are or what you're supposed to be to them.
Did I hear that? That had a lot of emotion. That's supposed to be. She know few people out there supposed to be in. Ain't you a pastor?
Watch
You in my inbox. Sis, come get your man out of my inbox.
Yep.
Oh, and let me tell you about it, because it was my daughter who told me that he was cheating. And that made it, my daughter was 16 at the time.
That made it even worse.
She came to me, her and her now wife, because they lived with me at the time. And she came to me and she goes, because I had no idea. Like, as far as I knew, we were all good. We'd been going like Six Flags dates together. We'd been having a really good year. And she comes up and she's like, I think Riggs may be doing something with when he goes over to his friend's house. And it turned out he was having an affair with his best friend's wife while his friend was there, because they would get over there and play like a whole bunch of video games, and then him and her would go sneak off somewhere in the other part of the house. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, but she found out because one of the friends that was staying with us at the time would go over there too, and he caught him. And he told my daughter, and my daughter is the one who came and told me. And I was like, I think I was more hurt that my 16-year-old found out about it and had to come and tell me, and I had no idea. I was just completely flabbergasted. And it was on our anniversary that I found out. So it was a whole hot mess. Let me tell you.
Okay, you just, that's it.
Oh my God.
That was a cheeseburger.
He walked in the door that day and I handed him my ring, and he just looked at me like I was crazy because he had no idea I knew.
Yeah.
And then I asked him about it, and he only told me half the story. And since we were friends with the other couple, I made him call his best friend and tell him what he did and what that they were doing. So I told him, I said, if you want me to stay, I said, you need to call your friend and you need to tell him that you've been messing around with his wife.
He was coming for that pay. Yeah.
It's not fair if I know all this and he doesn't.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, I ended up being the bad person. His best friend that I was friends with also hated me because I stayed instead of leaving him. So he thought that I was taking my husband's back, and just he didn't, which I should have. I mean, at that point. So
all this makes sense. What a slippery. No. It's a slippery situation. It's a slippery situation. Let me muddy the waters even deeper. I like all this. I mean, this is why you got to have your cameras on. This is why this class is not public. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you do not do therapy and then stream it or put it on put it on some website or something. Right? This is not the way this works. Katrina put in the chat earlier, she actually told me, she said, I had to be off with grandma. I got to be off camera, but I'm gonna be very active. And I was like, okay, well, cool. She's clearly been very active. She asked earlier why be cruel to another person? Let me tell you something. She had a lot of reasons to be cruel to another person. Do you hear me? I'm not saying she was right. I'm saying them reasons were stacked on, wouldn't he? Wouldn't they, Trey Nays? Anniversary. Here's the deal. Let me. Grace had a real black answer. She was like, look, Grace, at least she picked up a drink. She was like, it's a big ass house.
I'm sorry. Can I say something? I'm sitting here like, how in the hell are you going to be in a house with the person's spouse, another part of the house, and he don't know, you didn't notice that your wife and your friend are missing? That's a lot of, they got a big ball.
I wonder the same thing. They get so into those games, they don't pay attention to what they're doing.
Really good game.
He used to go over there every single weekend. And I never had a problem with it because he works all week.
I should have saw Jamal's face.
I wanted to let him have his time and, whatever. And I thought, cool, it's a whole group of them. I didn't care. And I liked her. And to be honest, we're still friends. So I didn't have any problems with her because she came back to me and was completely honest about everything that happened. She's the one that told me it had been going on for 6 months. She's the one that had told me that there was actually sex involved and it wasn't just, touchy feely stuff. She's the one that told me all that, not him. I had to get it from her and then go back and confront him because he wasn't being honest about it. And I told him, if you're not honest about it, we're not going to get through this. I said, you're going to be back living with your grandparents. And that was another thing that bothered me is my whole family knew what happened. They all know that he cheated and that I stayed, but he would not let me tell his grandmother and his grandfather, because they're the ones who raised him, that he cheated. So they still have no idea.
Baby, no.
I feel like every time I go around them, then I'm lying to them. And I love his grandparents.
You are.
They are wonderful.
You are.
And I don't like that. I don't go over there but a couple of times a year now. He goes every week. He takes our little boys over there to go see him. And I love his grandmother. She is one of those, just the sweetest woman you would ever see. Just so kind. And it bothers me that she doesn't know, but I mean, he just doesn't want them to think of him like that. And I get it, but it pisses me off in the same sense.
We're going to talk about it. Don't worry about it.
Everybody knows on my family, he works for my dad, and my dad knew that he cheated on me for 6 months because I didn't have anybody else to go to. So I had to tell my dad what was going on. My sister knows, my whole family knows what happened, but the people that were important to him don't.
Fair enough. So we're gonna talk about that. Let me expose some folk though. Let me expose some folk first. First off, you can tell how much thought I put in these classes. if you can't tell nothing else, you can tell. Yeah, they gonna talk on this way, right? Yeah. Number one. Number two, don't hide behind her transparency, cuz. Don't know. Oh yeah, in this class, you smoke all your weed, your cigarettes. This is therapy on narcotics. You hear me? Or
this
something.
Is like the best class I've ever. I'll be honest, I've never had a group that I could openly say all of that to and feel okay about it, and not feel like I'm the crazy person.
No,
the
that's
funniest part is after everything, he got super controlling. Like. He doesn't like me talking to other people. He went through my phone and I'm like, I'm not the one that cheated. I'm not the one that did any of that. Last year, when I was doing these classes, he would get upset if I would do classes when he was at home. And the more I mentioned Antonio and ATS and all of that stuff, I could tell he was getting jealous of the fact that I found a group of people that I actually could talk to and just, enjoyed, and I was really having a good time with. And so I had to take a break. I stopped we went on vacation, and then after vacation, it was like my whole mindset was off. Everything was off. Yeah, and I went into this like deep depression. And then I don't even remember what it was. A couple of months ago, I got a notification saying that Grace was on one of her little videos, and I jumped on the video and I was like, you know what? No, I'm going back. I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm done. I was like, I'm doing what I want to do. If he don't like it, he can get out. At this point, you know what? Fine. If you don't like it, but now he's supportive. Now he's completely, he's all for it now. I don't know what's changed, but I'm happy it has.
I mean, he went through your phone, so I wasn't in the inbox. You know what I'm saying? That helps.
And get off a call, she got up.
Say it again, Sheena.
Every time she get off a call, she says she go apologize.
Oh yeah, that helps too. That helps
You're
too.
Right.
That helps too.
You're
that
right.
Too.
It has been.
Yeah, that helps too. So let's hold on. I got a lot of stuff to say, and shortly too, though. Shortly, y'all gonna hide behind her transparency. This happens. You gonna hide behind transparency. You're like, oh, you're crazy. But here's the deal. You're going through the same thing. It looked differently, and we love to judge Jerome for his sins because that ain't what my sins look like.
Come on. Yep. Come on.
I don't know why Jerome mad at his sister, because I would never be. But you mad at your whole husband.
That bitch get on my nerves.
See? No, that's it. No, real talk. No, this is appropriate. This is appropriate. This is appropriate. It is appropriate because until you deal with what's wrong with you, you can't control what's wrong with you.
Wait a minute.
He was trying to get mute. I can't waste the damn mute.
Yeah, I went over there Friday to give her some money. We had it all laid out. And as soon as I get there, what did she say? No, that's $29. I say, stop. I will go to my car and get you $30 and boom, boom, boom. Is that okay? And she said, good. And let me, but Ken, I wanted to say, you bitch, you. I didn't do that, but I felt it. And you know what the scriptures say? This is your heart. Come on now.
Thank God for the Holy Spirit. But let me just say a few more things. I'm gonna get this next. Like think about this. We deal with this. We are not good people, and people are not good to us. But there is no good and there is no bad. This is very important. It doesn't really make sense right now. It will 3 months from this. This is the reason why this is 40 weeks. It will. You're not ready for it. Like there's no way that I would be able to tell you some of the stuff that I want to tell you right now. And I've noticed I'm not even adding value to Amanda or anybody. I'm adding value to the conversation by throwing a curveball in and letting you all add value to yourselves. And that's because the deal. I could tell you all you want to, but then the universe is going to keep repeating the lesson until you tell you.
Right. Been there.
Until you tell you, you will stay repeating. Whatever you allow repeats.
And
one of the reasons why it hurts so much, because we don't have an outlet to say what we really want to say.
That's a big point. That's a big point.
I know I can't share everything, but if I begin to confess, and I'm not Catholic, y'all be like, oh my. Be like, wait a minute.
Kid, you did what? Well,
yes, he did.
See, but the thing about it, when you're transparent and you have a relationship, not religion.
That's right.
I can go to God and say, God, now you already know me. I was jacked up when I did it. I ain't quite ready to repent from it, but I'm confessing. You know. But she had pretty legs. But I mean, praise God.
I mean, it's your fault you let her walk by me. You in control of everything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead, Jerome, then Otis. Yeah, Jerome, then Otis.
Antonio,
as soon as he finishes, jump in.
Yeah, you don't have to answer it on this call. But by the time we finish, there's a question I need you to answer.
Sure.
Yeah, because you in charge. It's on you. And this goes back to Amanda. Okay. Oh, this is important. I need you to explain to us as a group, why is it that when a man confronted her husband or significant other about what was going on when she discovered it, he gave her what he believed was sufficient amount of evidence to cover his actions, when in fact there was a whole lot more that he didn't give her, and she had to go find that and then come back and squeeze them sacks. Say, come on, homeboy.
I got you.
Because there's a difference between what we believe is acceptable to tell and what women want to hear. Because he thought what he was telling her was sufficient. And they can move on with their relationship.
He thought he was sparing her.
And I wanted to know it all. I'm one of those. I want to know everything.
Women want to know
everything that happened.
You crazy as hell. Don't tell me anything. Do not tell me.
I want to know because I need to know that in my mind, I needed to know what he did. I needed to know how far everything went. What was it? For one thing, I needed to know if I needed to go get tested because that girl was skanky. But and I knew where she
it wasn't me.
And it made me really concerned health-wise. So I needed to know some things there. I needed to know how far all that went.
No, that's
you
fair.
will never ever get all the details ever.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
No.
You will never ever.
Y'all done made a Donya talk.
You will get what they're willing to tell you. You will never. And probably it's the best thing they can do is not tell us everything. Yes, I got heated. I'm gonna get back off this.
No, thank
you, Adonia. Thank you.
Adonia brings up something very, very good. withholding information is actually one of the most cruel things you can do to somebody. Yeah, it hurts for a lifetime, don't it, Tracy? It does. It does.
But Antonio, the only reason why it does is because if you leave us too long to think, we're gonna make it up.
I know,
and it's probably gonna be worse than what it really was.
That's right. That's right.
Just saying.
I told you I was gonna have to actually have a talk.
Ooh,
I said that.
Lord, see, I mean, I was trying
So-
to be quiet.
So,
Go ahead, Otis.
so this is earlier in the conversation. I think why everybody, you said beliefs are ideas that people are emotionally attached to.
That's correct.
So in any case, in any conflict, husband, wife, or something, his beliefs. So when he cheated, what did he do?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But I have a friend, and he was notorious for cheating on his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Walmart's a half a mile away, and he's going to pick up bread and eggs and take 3 hours, right? and this actually happened. So
only men are dumb enough to do that.
So when he got confronted, she went back into her friends who pumped her up. And what did he do? He came back to us.
Yeah.
So now you got two different sides of the story.
Yeah.
I'm supporting my friend no matter what.
Yeah.
And her friends are supporting her.
No matter what.
Right. So the situation can be like, well, she's not doing this. She's not doing that. I got needs. So that's why she basically pushed me out into her arms. Right. And she is saying, I'm over here being a loyal wife. I'm raising his kids and everything else. And he's just going out. She may be tired. He may, I mean, it's just the way the situation is looked at. There. Yeah. And it's the law of attraction works here. So if you are a person who cheats and everything like that, there's a whole community of people like that. A whole bunch of them, millions of people like that. And what do? They get online and go. And then there's a whole bunch of people who are, it's all his fault, woe is me, and all of that. And they get that, and they feed something within people, right or wrong. It's a system of beliefs, and it's how you take the situation. The situation happened, you got to deal with it. You can choose to be upset, angry, and throw things and break up your house. You can be manipulative, you can punish him, do whatever, or, and this is on both sides, or you can just sit down early one morning at 7 and don't get up till 3 and just be honest and be like, hey, this is what happened. This is why I feel that I did this, because I interpret your actions of being this. But until that happens, both sides are correct. I see it that way. And if you're going to go by the Bible, right? That's one book out of the millions of religions around the world, right? And honestly, a lot of people, it's a book that people say they follow, but it's just a system of beliefs that a lot of people don't really know about.
No,
and you can see that through their actions.
No, if we followed, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in, right? Look, you bring up a lot of really good points.
I've not gotten an answer to the why part. He would never answer why. I was curious, because as I said, everything was good with us. It wasn't like he was missing anything like sexually at home. That was like 4 or 5 times a week. It's not like it is. It's not like that now. But we were, I mean, we were very active at that. And I had a 6-month-old. We were still very active. So I was really confused, but I could never get him to answer that. He always would just say, I don't know. That was the only answer I ever got out of him was, I don't know why.
You know what the answer is? The answer is because he could. That's the answer. Because.
And that's
we
what I thought too.
we need so much more. We need so much facts and details. And a lot of times, one, you're not getting it, and it's gonna make us crazy. And two, because opportunity presented, and it's because. That's it. A lot of times it's not even, and they're not even thinking. It just because. and that's not enough, but it's because.
Because his friend had a real big old house.
A real big house in a really good game.
Right.
In a really good game. In a really good game. No, see, can y'all see how great and important this conversation is? And again, this is what's going to happen. Some of y'all are hiding, and you're supposed to right now. Let me give you permission to hide. You just can't hide with your camera off. Let me give you permission to hide.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Number one.
I would like to say something about what Adonia said.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things so it's just really crazy about this whole conversation. But I will say this, that this is just from my understanding and what I have seen.
Yes.
And that is that most people, because I hope it happens on both sides, that is that they haven't learned to deal with themselves. They have no clue of what it really means to have an intimate relationship, and anything that brings them closer to anyone other than themselves, of which they are not close to as it is, then it starts a detachment process because they're getting too close. That's too much, because it makes them, y'all remember that movie Major Pain, where he said, I don't what you doing? He just trying to give you a hug. I don't like. It makes me feel funny inside.
Great movie.
They don't want to get there because it's something that's supposed to happen. But because of all the things that they have been dealing with, that they have not actually exposed and dealt with in a proper manner, then it's all tangled up all together. Those are those things like what you were talking about earlier that comes up with the wheat, but it's the weed that's tearing you up. But instead of dealing with it in a manner that helps you to be in a healthy relationship where you get to feel what real love feels like, then you do everything to push that off and keep it unbalanced so that you won't have to be responsible for anything. And it goes into a lot of stuff, but yeah,
you spoke well.
That's fact.
You spoke well. You spoke well. You spoke very well. Next week we'll be talking about shadow work. I'm sure Sheena likes that information. We will be talking about shadow work next week. In fact, the whole month is shadow work related. The whole month. The whole month is shadow work. Well, actually, the whole month is resolving childhood trauma. And class 2 is shadow work. Class 1 is your childhood trauma and what it's doing to your adult life.
My God.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot. I know I need that one.
Oh, yeah. I mapped these joints out 40 weeks in a row, 40 weeks in a row. And we're going to be here. I got your question, Deanna, and I forget Prophet Jay, but I want to say, so I want to muddy the waters a little bit as well. There is no doubt that everybody here is absolutely correct. Nobody has said anything wrong, but I do want to finish giving you permission to hide. I do also want to tell you that if you need to get up real quick and go get your bag that don't nobody know about and bring it back here that ain't nobody gonna see, you're more than welcome. We would just automatically assume you live in California. You'll be just fine. We will be just fine for sure. But I do want to give you permission to hide. There's two things I recognize here, and I can also see on some of your faces too, but I do this for a living. Thing number one that I want to recognize is some of you aren't ready. Thing number two that I want to recognize publicly, some of you won't be ready until week 9. You're going to zip up, as Shannon would say, for 45 weeks. No, for 35 weeks. You are. And guess what? That is perfect for you to do. Because you've been so zipped for so long that it's going to take a loving community and some serious professional cognitive behavioral therapy to get you to take it down one little zip. You know what I'm saying? You got to way up here. If I could just get it right there, I won. I won. But the truth is, once you start unzipping, the unzip happens forever. It's called breaking your paradigm, or a paradigm shift. We have these social constructs to where you have these invisible worlds with these invisible laws in your head. And once I introduce a fact that your thinking can't handle, it can't say it's no longer true. And some of that y'all happening right now. So you're frustrated. Some of you are very frustrated. And you're supposed to be. It's called cognitive dissonance. And in fairness, Trade Nays, I said up front, this class, I don't mean like totality class. I said today, we're going to leave a conversation with no solution. So don't ask me for no solutions, because my whole goal was to confuse you on 3 statements you completely agree with. Just know, if I'd have brought it to the dehumanizing of people, we'd have had a very boring conversation that would have ended 10 minutes in, because none of y'all are so evil that you dehumanize people. But you've done more evil than people who dehumanize people. And we have to admit that. We have to admit that. You've done more evil than Hitler. I know you don't like that, and I got you messed up. And if I'd have started off the conversation week 1 like that, you'd be like, I want my money back. But yes, but you have been so cruel to the people who loved you the most. On both sides, victim side and abuser side. And most of you victims got tired of it and became the abuser. Yep, you understand. You get it, okay? Prophet Jerry, come on. Let me
so
hear.
I just want to say
go
this.
ahead.
Who the hell called my name?
Like, stop talking about me, Antonio. It's new. It always happens. It always happens. Somebody be like, somebody gonna text message me after this or call me. I didn't appreciate you.
That's it.
Writing the class about me. I swear somebody right now is convinced I have used a conversation with you and they'll put your business out there. Somebody right now. Keep in mind, I'm not running this conversation, and I can tell you what's 9 weeks from now, should you want me to. And by the way, month 5 is harmony. In fact, let me give it to you. Month 2 is resolving childhood trauma. Month 3 is breaking free from the makers. Month 4 is forgiveness. Month 5 is harmony. And they seem to make sense in that order. They seem to make sense. Why did I not start off forgiveness week 1? Because there's no way. There is no way. What'd you say, John Calloway? I think that was John Calloway saying something. Like, there's no way y'all was gonna let me tell you, okay, now, Talisha, you need to forgive. First off, you were gonna do one or two things. No, the hell I don't, which is gonna be rare. Or you was gonna do that classic trash everybody do, Jerome. I already did that. I don't have that problem. You lied in the same conversation. In the same conversation, or 3 conversations later, man was like, nah, I'm good. I forgive it. We good now. We good. You're new friends. And then 2 more conversations later, and I really can't stand it. He ain't tell her grandma.
You must have heard my conversation on Facebook when we was talking about forgiveness, and I was like, oh, I ain't did for that one person. I just get
You understand?
I'm still
No, that's fair. If you think for 1 second, Adonia ain't got a problem with somebody she thinking about you out your mind.
No, I'm
forgiving him because I get mad still.
Yeah,
I'm
good. No. See,
I'm actually good.
No. Well, I know, but think about this for a second. Let me rephrase that so everybody can understand what I'm saying. I don't mean you ain't let it go, or you ain't forgive this person. I'm saying you ain't forgave yourself for putting yourself in that situation. I need some.
I have not.
That's the hardest part.
Definitely not.
I'm about to be like Grace. Watch it now.
Look, y'all didn't see Adonia's face. Look, y'all, Adonia lean back in that. Shoot. she lean back in that chair. See, because here's the deal: we do that often. We forgive the other person, but then we get mad at ourselves. How the hell I was that stupid?
All right. I say that all the time. Oh my God.
Over and over again.
Look, we hate ourselves so much for it. Your name Roger? Roger cheated on me. I don't even want to get to know you. I don't even want to get to know you. We're doing Damali, we're doing so. You a Cancer? I don't do cancers. I don't do cancers.
Same Leos for that same reason.
See?
That's true. That's why I didn't do no more Aries, man.
See what I'm saying? That's us not forgiving. I'm not dumb enough to put myself back there. And you know you haven't forgiven yourself when you say, I forgive and I don't forget. That is actually a very bad thing, by the way. Forgive.
Just a second ago, I said, I forgive. I said, I just ain't forgot it.
See, that's a very bad thing. The truth is, the answer to the question is somebody's going to say, well, what's the solution, Antonio? The truth is you just haven't mastered the law of allowing. That's the actual answer, but you are not ready for that. You are not ready for me to tell you. You're not. And you say, well, what you mean by mastering the law of allowing? That everything was perfect. You're not going to hear me say that. And it happened for your good. No, first off, I don't want to hear another, I'm done listening to him, right? You know what I'm saying? All that, and there's more that comes with that, but we'll talk about it in month 5. We will. Go ahead, Prophet Jerry.
Man, it got so bad. I didn't want to even, it was a girl. Okay, the former wife name is Louise. And there was a girl that I was trying to talk to after the divorce. So her name was Louise. I cut her off because her name was Louise.
I can't do it. No. Can't do it. The Lord don't let me get along with Louise's.
That's it. I'm proud of you, Amanda, because me.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Hold on, Ray. Let's clap for that. Yeah.
Yes. Proud of you, Amanda. Amanda, you're awesome. I love you. Yes.
Love Trey you, girl. Nace is like, I'm so glad I joined this group of people.
I love all of y'all.
I thought I was the only crazy
so grateful for y'all.
Nah,
so grateful.
Yeah, we gonna be here. I need some scotch. I meant to have something here. That's all right though. Go ahead, Prophet Jerry.
You rock. Reason why I say you rock, Amanda, I caught her cheating in the mix, and then still gonna lie to my face. And so what I did.
Oh Lord, have mercy. that ain't finna go well.
I did the same thing.
Oh Lord.
And then one of our lovers, because we was doing threesomes, one of our lovers, while Louise was at the stove, I hit off the other lover.
Wait a minute. Wait.
So is that really cheating?
Jamal, like, come on, make it work, player. Make it work. Because,
is it really?
See, there you go. There's 2. Is there
that would be cheating. I really
we got 3.
If you're all involved at some point in time, like, unless there was a spoken rule saying you couldn't be with one without the other,
that's what
I don't think that is cheating. Because I've been in a freeway relationship before, and our rules were simple. Me and him were together, me and him were were together. When him and her were together, him and her were together. If we were all together, we were all together. But
you ain't the only one. The whole left side of this call.
in that.
The whole left side of this call. Don't
I
worry
need a
about it.
rule book and I need orientation.
Translation, I'm on my way. If you
Let me tell you though, it was the worst relationship I was ever in because I could not overcome the jealousy. No matter what I like, I lost a ton of weight. That's when people at work were asking me if I was on drugs because I was stressed all the
that was
time.
black folk. That was black folk.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Finally, I was like, y'all are great, but I can't do this. I have to step away. I got to be done. And at that point, after that, I was like, I will never, ever, ever share anybody with anybody. And then when he cheated, I was like, you got to be kidding.
Fair enough.
But the thing is this is you think that, you know what I'm saying, you marry someone because you're a virgin, so they blow your mind from the beginning, and then you always wanted, you got cousins and everybody else heard about threesomes, but you never had one. You end up having one, end up being the lifestyle, but you end up being miserable. You know what I'm saying? So thank God for deliverance, thank God for no diseases, and all my stupidness, whatever you want to say. But this brought back so much that if I would see her right now, I probably would slap her. And that's just being real. But I'm so glad that I got a woman now that I ain't got to worry that about. She ain't even gonna dare to see another woman in this. Another one. I told her, I said, you can go to work and let a woman take it. She said, ain't no woman coming in my house. She said, ain't no woman coming in my house. I'll take care of you.
It'll be an old man named Leroy.
And he better have a big old belly too.
Yeah, big old belly and leprosy.
With a crazy eye.
You got leprosy all over his body except on one arm. All he needs is one arm. That's it.
But it's powerful. I was telling her the other day, I said, shoot, I see other women. I said, but they're not as beautiful as you. They may be beautiful. They may have a little more shape than you, but I know what I got at home, so I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, it's always gonna be somebody out there, you know. I think all women are beautiful, so you know, I find beauty in everything for sure. No, I'm glad you, and thank you for your transparency. This has been powerful. Yes. Let's, before I get to Yolanda, let me do a little compliment out there. I got these compliments planned out. Yeah, I got these planned out. Not the actual compliment, just okay. There's a time I need to, because you got to understand right now, let's see, it's 27 people on this call. At least 13 of you are offended. At least it's numbers. It's numbers. You're offended. And some of you you're offended at you, but then you're taking it out on me. And then you're taking it out on you and everybody else. And you're like, man, I don't like Propheteria, right? I don't like Amanda. She should have did that and all this stuff. The truth is you will change. Don't worry. Don't worry. This class never rushes you. And it never gives you permission not to be an asshole. You have full permission.
As a pastor, you hear all kind of stuff.
You got sermon after sermon coming out this thing, don't you?
Hey, but I will say this here though. What I hear, I don't share with my wife.
Oh, the same way.
She can't handle that. Y'all some gangsters.
Oh yeah, everybody here, though. Everybody here. You heard that 15 people was like, man, listen, threesomes is just fine, player. Don't even worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get back to another one.
I won't let him testify in church. I don't know what he gonna say. Go to confessing, messing everything up.
Why not?
But I did have a situation like that. The brother was just tearing up the church.
Oh yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey man, let me explain something to you.
That's a bad conversation. If the old man start off a conversation like that, you about to get it.
Well, I told him, don't go home and start naming names to her. That's not fair. And of course, he didn't listen to me.
He did it.
So she came and approached me mad and said, why did you tell him not to talk to me about that?
Oh, so he named the names and then told you.
But I asked one question to her. How is your worship now?
Watch yourself.
Ew, damn.
That was an appropriate response. I don't know
You
who said
having a hard time while you came because you want to go over there and snatch some wigs off.
Lord, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, she left that.
So you know, we all can be transparent, and when we transparent, we telling the truth.
Yep.
But like I said, I'm not Catholic though. Some things will be omitted.
I do understand.
You know, because see, y'all ladies got it cold-blooded. Y'all say, oh, I'm gonna just take that to my grave. I'm gonna be at your grave still trying to get the answer now.
I'm still trying to get it. Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking around the funeral, seeing anybody else got a crocodile tear. You know, that's the brother slipping. Hey man, you cried a little bit too hard over there.
Too hard. You ain't even on the front row.
All women are like FBI detectives. We go through and try and find everything.
Whenever they feel like their man is cheating, you're right. I'll become pure FBI specialist.
But you ain't. Well, sometimes you ain't even got to go look for it though. It's by right in your lap.
I sure wish.
Yes, ma'am, it does.
So wish it did. Come on, Yolanda, come save us. Come say something,
yes,
Christian.
It does.
You know,
Fall right in your lap. When you wasn't even looking for it. Wasn't even looking for it.
You said to say something, Christian.
Yeah, say something, Christian.
Yo, give me 1 second. I'm gonna let my son step out the car. Get out the car.
Okay, yeah, you do that. You do that. This is not one of those conversations. Look, Gianna had to get her son is in here. He was like, baby, Gianna said, baby, baby, go back.
You ain't grown, bye.
I locked my office so my kids can't get in here.
But no, I had to pick him up from work. But one of the things, and get on, you're trying to peek. Go on. But
say, Mom, I'm trying to sin. Help me out.
He trying to listen to my stories. But I've done some stuff back in my time or whatever, and I think I was just vulnerable to a lot and naive.
Sure.
And that's one of the things that I have to forgive for. Which, when you was talking about forgiveness, for us to keep making the same mistakes or whatever, but one of my main forgiveness, which y'all talking, and I realized was, it's like forgiving myself for not reacting. Like not reacting, like not going off, being passive aggressive, not going off, not knowing when to bust him in the head and, ask God for forgiveness for that, and I thought in a way that whether it made sense or not, but literally it just popped in my head, like, you need to forgive yourself for not going off, for not being quiet. Because there are some times in life where you needed to have gone off, or needed to have made a stand or whatnot. And I have not done that mostly 40 years of I'll be 40 years old at the end of the year.
Okay.
And I have not done that.
Okay.
And my husband is crazy because when y'all was talking about, not a woman or whole stuff, but like, and grill, like that incident that happened with my husband's relapse or whatever, he literally told me something. And when he got himself healthy and right, that conversation came back up. So, what happened? What did what? Who was you with? Where was you at? What did it look like? Who was you sitting with? Where was you? Who did you call? Who did you talk to?
Oh, that sounds like
so now,
good people.
and and sometimes I have to learn how to turn it off, because just happened yesterday. He was mad about something, and he really was mad about just that situation. And I grilled him again. So what's he really mad about? So tell me what it really is. What's really good? What you mad about? You're not mad about that. It's something else you're mad about. But once we sat down and talked about it, it was just that situation that he was aggravated about. And so it's like, sometimes us women don't know how to turn it off, especially if we got kids. We don't know how to turn that off.
Because you good people. And since you're a good person, you think that you're actually doing something good. And so when you feel like grilling them, you're doing it in the name of the Lord, in the name of goodness. That's why we can't cut it off, because we don't think we're acting like a bad person.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Yolanda talked, because she brought up our third point. Y'all clap for her. She gets it. She gets it. And it is Jordan Peterson who breaks the hymn off of this. Jordan Peterson says, I got you next, Renee, but I got to bring up this thing because, see, y'all don't want to, see, this is why I'm glad Yolanda is in this class, even though she was at choir practice. I'm glad that she was in the class. This is what she said. Let me tell you something, Antonio. Let me tell you what's real. The real problem is I didn't do enough wrong. So anybody want to admit that? Amanda was close. Amanda was close. She said, I'm almost 40 and I'm always the nice person. That's what I'm really mad about, Antonio. And don't nobody want to admit that. Let me read to you.
Shit, I done admit it. I was in a relationship faithful for the whole time, knowing what was going on, knowing what he carried in the marriage and everything. Still didn't say nothing. But when I decided to leave, I was like, God damn it, I should have.
Okay, see it? So watch this here. This is from a YouTube video. I found the quote. If you are not capable of cruelty, then you are absolutely a victim of anyone who is. Come on, man. You know what? Let me stop the screen right quick. Now that I set the tone, Trey Nace. Remember I said there's 3 statements everybody gonna agree with, and we ain't leaving with no solution.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Rewind and
y'all
press play.
Wait a minute. Now, say that again.
Yes, ma'am. If you are not capable of cruelty, then you are absolutely a victim of anyone who is.
That make a lot of sense.
That he's a clinical psychologist.
And you know what? What makes it so much more interesting is because growing up, I have always been the protector. You know what I mean? You come over here if you want to. Don't mistake the don't mistake it because it's coming after you. I will respect you as long as you respect the territory. But once you go against the children, the grandchildren, and even before the grandchildren came, and even before the children came, it was my sisters and my mother. You know, I ain't gonna tell no lie. I had issues. Yeah, it's some stuff, but yeah. However, God has taught me well. I had to leave me with Jesus. I just want to say that. So, in knowing that that was the case, once I left that alone, and then coming into this other relationship, you just made a whole lot of sense to me. That just made sense of why I would be pushed to see if I would do what I know how to do.
Come on.
Oh God. Somebody would.
I ain't even finished the statement yet. It gets worse.
Because it would push you to do. It's just like what the scripture says. I don't care what nobody say. I'm always lean on it because it's in there. You will pick if you don't. What it say? Be careful that you don't pick and poke so that you don't devour one another.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
That's Galatians, right? So now, honey, I'm be nice. I'm be nice. That's why I'm so glad God saved me. It took him to save me because I was being nice. I'm gonna be nice. It's not that I can't kill you. It's not that I don't want to kill you.
Let me help y'all.
But I'm trying to be nice.
Let me
and
help
then he tried to kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, let me tell you, the reason why I'm so good at what I do.
Oh my God.
The reason why I'm so good at what I do has nothing to do with me being smart. It has everything to do that everybody here knows I am an animalistic, psychopathic, evil person that has it under control. There's nobody here who genuinely believes I won't slap the shit out of you. There's no way you think that. You cannot possibly think that that's true about me.
I know some folks I want to slap the shit out of right now.
Okay, you understand? No, but I need you to receive this. So when people see me, meet me, and y'all, when y'all deal with me, you go, man, he crazy. Everybody says I'm crazy, and you are all correct. Everybody says I'm crazy, but he never do nothing crazy. Yes, because you only have power when you got your demon under control. You're only a good person when you recognize you are Satan in the flesh.
That makes so much sense.
That's why I thank God for my kids.
Okay.
Had not been for my kids, I don't know where in the world I would be.
Do you hear me? And I'm trying to get y'all to see that if you don't have your demon interchangeably with your Jesus, you're not effective in ministry.
Watch it. There's a purpose for that because he said there's instructions for us to be cunning, yet dove-like, right?
Yeah, why would y'all ever think people followed Jesus and he was weak and docile? I once told Sheena a long time ago, I said, listen, this was a long time ago, we was having we always have intellectual conversation. I said, listen, and she was like, wow, that was amazing. I was like, if Jesus was that good, Jesus was also that bad. You cannot be all Jesus without understanding that you're all Satan. Let's finish Jordan Peterson quote so you can understand. We're going to finish it. Prophet Jaden already sent me a message about it. For those of you who are exceedingly agreeable, there is a part of them crying out for the incorporation of the monster within, which is what gives them strength of character and self-respect, because it is impossible to respect yourself until you grow teeth. And if you grow teeth, you realize you're somewhat dangerous or seriously dangerous. Then you might be willing to demand that you treat yourself with respect, and other people would do the same. That doesn't mean being cruel is better than not being cruel. What it means is that being able to be cruel and then not being cruel is better than not being able to be cruel, because it's the first case, you're nothing but weak and naive. And Yolanda literally said I was being naive. And in the second case, you're dangerous, but you have it under control. If you're competent at fighting, it actually decreases the probability that you're going to have a fight. Because when someone pushes you, you'll be able to respond with confidence. And with any luck, reasonable show of confidence, which is what show of dominance, that will make a bully back off. Then before I let other people go, hear me well. Was Tyrell still here? Yeah, I think so. Tyrell has access to my military records. If I tell y'all, I am a highly decorated military soldier, completely trained in Krav Maga. That's close quarters combat.
True.
Expert close quarters combat. I am lethal. That's the truth. You got my military records. Yeah, this is close. That stuff you see on the movie, they be in the close quarters, and they like. If you read my book, Cities of Celerity, at least chapter 1, that's a lot of detail.
Yes.
For somebody imagining something.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I am the most evil person on this call. How is it possible I'm not, if I'm vibrating at all your frequencies? If like attracts like and it's 27 of you and 1 of me, then I got to be 27 times worse than all y'all. And to not think that is the problem, Because all you Jesus is the only solution people,
Watch it.
you're divorced, you're broke, you are ineffective in your community, you don't donate to nobody. Because Jesus is the spiritual solution, should that be what you believe in, but not the only solution. Because if you come to the basketball court and hit one of my kids, we would not be talking about Jesus.
No, because you'll be calling on the Lord to come help get your ass up.
Period.
No
way. Get him up off the ground.
Everybody don't understand that concept.
You understand. Go ahead. Go with it.
My mom is 84 years old. The pastor that she goes to church with, he know I don't like him. He know he can't teach. But his wife is her best friend, so I leave that alone.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That's wisdom.
But when she come and question me, I give her the right interpretation. He had a couple in his church that was the lady was at my mom's house, and I said, man, she's over to my mom's house quite a bit. And she was over there getting all her little personal information. And then the girl done went open up, taking my mom to get loans from Ace Check Cashing. And I'm like, buying stuff in her name.
This is when Jesus is not paying at all. Y'all hear me?
Well, Jesus, let me tell you what happened. I went to the church and I told him, I said, hey, Doc, I need to talk to you outside.
Doc, you know.
And when the preacher say, Doc, you know it's on.
It's on.
You know what he had the nerve to tell me?
What's that?
You supposed to be a Christian. I said, well, until the police get here, I'm gonna beat you like I'm and Jesus gonna forgive me when I get through, because he already know what you was up to. Wow. And I went to Mike Tyson, and when I told him, I said, man, I ain't worried about going to jail. That's my mama. That's Sister Mary.
You understand.
So people play these games, and then, you know, we're dealing with the church, and I'm not saying everybody, of course, in the church is bad, but those of us in leadership, we have to just be aware.
Mm-hmm.
But that description that you call, I call it just what we call in the ghetto. It's just crazy. Because everybody's like that. You mess with our kids, Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it. It's going to be some hand tossing.
I know grown folk that say I fight kids.
Oh, I don't
I
saw fights at the church.
Yeah. But that's the crazy part about the whole thing, and just hearing everything. I'm like at awe, and it hurts. It really does hurt. And it's like I said, for so long, besides when it comes to my kids, I've even snapped on my dad before. And that was the only time like I had that kind of bold anger. We're talking about a 6'2" big man who, you know, abuse was in his nature, you know, younger and living with him. And he said something about something with my kids or something. And I just snapped, you know, and he had to be like, who are you talking to? And I still was like, I'm talking to you. See? But then when it comes to my own self, and for me to stand up for myself,
that's a good point.
And for me to fight for myself, that wasn't there. And that's why I'm saying it's like, where was the fight when this girl was attacking me? Or where was the fight? I'm saying, like, even in the conversations or even at church, you know, and it's like I backed into a corner.
That's right.
And that bothers me.
That's right.
And I think I probably started to notice certain things. I think, and maybe I'm grateful for my husband, because that's when I noticed, like, you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to treat me this way. This is where I stand, period. But it also made me look at how much I've allowed. And what you saying, that quote, or where that came from, that bothers me.
I know.
It bothers me really bad, because it's like you're a victim, but you don't have to be. And I've been relying on God to fight my battles, the strength of the Lord, you know. And
how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
It ain't.
Yeah.
It ain't do shit for me.
It's not
because I was
going
a victim, and I remember I was like, I'm gonna keep the peace for my husband because we're staying at this place till our house get built. But guess what? It was like they was trying to sabotage me on purpose, and they try to corner me, the wife and the husband. So good thing I told my brother, hey, come help me get my clothes. So the lady was like, this is my house. I was like, go ahead, you do that. Go ahead, get back now. And when she came with a pencil, I was like, my reflex hit in the eye, and I was like, shit, I gotta fight now.
That's twice though. That's twice. Now I'm glad you said it's twice. First, let me clear something up. I said I don't mean God can't fight your battles. I am in your face and telling you how's it working out for you, because y'all are confusing me punching you in the mouth with a spiritual battle. You're confusing spirituality with financial intelligence. Like there are levels. There are levels. God is not paying your rent. You are. God is not wiping your vulva, ladies. You are. The vagina is self-cleaning, by the way, just so you know. Okay. It's just I'm trying to give you practical, realistic examples. No. God can fight my battles. Okay, then walk around here itchy then. It's
something's fishy. Something's fishy. And it's the coochie. That's what it is.
It proves my point, though, Trey Dace. It proves my point. It proves my point that we can't depend on God for everything. God ain't raising Damali kids. Damali is. You're right. And that's important. That's important. And if Damali raised her kids while they watch her be weak and docile to her husband, Damali's kids will not grow up the way she told them to. Yeah. They will grow up the way she showed them to. Right. And that's never going to change.
And that will be why some of my Christian friends be mad at me.
Talk about it. Since you got your hand up, go ahead and say what you wanted to say too earlier.
So that's why a lot of my Christian friends be mad. Look, she said, well, God let the power get turned off. I said, no. Come on.
You ain't want to get out there and Uber, is what the list.
Ma'am, she didn't talk to me for months. She didn't talk to me for a long time. But what I wanted to say is, people always tell me be the bigger person. I'm so tired of being the bigger person that I ain't her no more. See? We got drama going on at work. And the supervisor, I need to find that so I can give that to her.
I got you.
I love the Lord and I pray for her and pray with her. And I'll be like,
send this link to her, Grace.
That's all you got. I'm going to wait on the Lord. Well, look, I'll believe in the Lord too. But me, I don't operate like that. These people up in here fucking around for real.
For real.
They got the wrong one. Now they can come on, Trey. But me,
they done fucked around and found out.
I ain't playing no games with these people. You haven't said nothing to them in 3 weeks. I say, well, fuck them. I'm just here to work.
That's it.
They ain't gotta like me.
Nope.
They go every time they do something, I report it. I'm not, well, you don't have, I do. I have to report everything so that they'll have the understanding that I'm not the one to be played with. You are not gonna bully me. I'm a grown woman.
And if you don't, you're gonna be pushed out your job and blackmailed for it because you didn't.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Is that it? Yep. No, this is true. Listen.
And she is the sweetest person. The sweetest person.
All the sweetest persons in here then admitted to evil deeds. Let me tell you what the sweetest person is. The sweetest person is the old white lady that you love so much that voted for Trump. I need you to process this information for a second. I ain't got nothing. I don't care whoever voted for Trump. God bless you. I'm so grateful for your vote. I'm so glad that you love Trump. I got no problem. I got no problem with Brother Trump. But I do need you to know that Donald Trump openly stood for my oppression. And you, my friend, and you voted for it.
Wow. Wow.
The sweetest people came together and agreed yeah, let's make America white again. Say what you want. So don't confuse sweet with what you allow continues. Because at no point has America ever been great for anybody but the white male, not even the white woman. And that's just historicity. Okay, come on, Renee. I got plenty to say.
I just wanted to say this because I was listening to Amanda and I said, you know what? I came when Jamie was still living in Martinsburg, and I went to get my hair fixed, and I came over to see him after I got my hair fixed. And he said to me, "Where you been?" And I said, "I went to get my hair done."
Oh no!
Like, and this Negro. And you know what? I think we had been together maybe a year at that point, maybe close to 2 years at that point. And he accused me of thinking that he was like, it don't take that long for you to go and get your hair done. And Antonio.
You got to tell me you've been black your whole life. I already know what you said, but you can continue.
The Kennedy rose up in me, and I looked at that boy, and I said, "Boy," because I was hot, and I looked at him and said, "You know what, kid?" I was like, you know what? I'm about to leave. I was like, I'm about to leave. I just wanted to leave and burst out and never ever come back. Because I thought to him, I said, you know what? I said, I've been good to your MF and behind. I've been good.
The words are necessary sometimes. They are necessary.
And so I said, shoot, you ain't going, you got me and I moved all the way up here and you gonna treat me like some stepchild or something. I'm a grown woman. And it irritated me. I was like, hell no, you ain't gonna talk to me like this. And I'm like, I go over and I'm telling him, and I thought, you know what? And then I started to not care. And that's when it gets real dangerous for me. Is when I start not to care, then that means I don't want to fool with you no more. That means you can kiss my ashy kneecaps because I'm out forever.
That's the third time it came up. So I'm glad that's the third time. That's the third time. I've been counting.
I've been counting. You didn't see that she was at the beauty salon?
What you counting?
I mean, hey, and I was looking good. I got my hair done and stuff. So it took a while.
I came back trying to look good for you. And you know,
and to be honest, I was trying to look good for Renee. I'm just keeping it real. But
no, that's true too. I feel you.
Know, but I'm just saying, I went
no, but that's 3 times. Notice I've been counting. Ever since I've read the bulk of that quote, all of you people, 3 times, who don't have your monster under control, you all admitted to snapping.
Because I got upset.
It feels good.
Because I got upset with him. But then I let him, and I just told him, I said, you're gonna mess around and lose me.
No, fair enough.
Because you're doing this.
No, fair
and
enough.
I just was like, but I think I was shaking it to him because I was hot. And I only shake when I get really mad. But I just
no, you should have been. Let me. Y'all gonna have a hard time with this. But I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't snap.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, hold on real quick, Sandra. Hold on. Some of y'all been here long enough to see quite a few reasons I should have snapped.
Yeah.
And I never lose my composure because I am a dangerous man. And I don't feel the need to be dangerous.
But you get that look.
I'm sure I do. Right? You need to yeah, go ahead. Yes, sir.
And this is before I got saved.
Okay, hold on, Gerard. Hold on, Gerard. Hold on. Let me let Sandra go. You remember that. Go ahead, Sandra.
So one of the things I just want you to know that you're not above the above that you was above because you are above. Because when the time comes, it's coming. Because the only way that we can get everything out that we have
Mm-hmm.
that we can use. That's why those what you call those, the Marvel movies and all of the Dungeons
We
and
like them, don't
Dragons
we?
and
Yeah.
all of those movies, they're real, because if you don't know how to control your power, it's no good for it.
Fair enough.
If you don't know how to use them, then that's another no good for it. So if you don't know how to understand it, then that's another no good for it. If you don't know what it looks like, then that's another no good for it. So there are things that you know, and that the power that you have, dangerous and all, there is more to what you have already learned. How do I know? Because when we came to you, I'll say, Sandra, when I came to you, you said the only way that you will learn is to not know anything.
That's right.
I need you to understand that what you think you know, you really don't know.
This is correct.
And you said, let me explain. And then you went on to say why, and so on and so forth. And in that space, I was like, now, I know I deal with some issues. I know I completely shut down, but I ain't stupid. I know some stuff. So I was like, wait a minute. But when you let go, there are things that help you to know even more, because when you are in that, I don't know nothing, that's the only place that you can learn.
It lets God move around and all the stuff
Right.
you could know.
Right.
Yep.
So in that same likeness, in our abilities to move stuff with our, like Yolanda has this power, and she has to get really mad with it. She gets really, really mad, and then she's turning off lights and all this stuff, and TV going.
That makes sense.
But she has to get really mad first. And then without knowing how to use it when she's calm, then that makes all the difference, because you have to get to a point where you not only understand what's happening and how to use all of those things within that. So that means that the strength that you have of all the evil, because the evil is an element of atoms, right?
Fair enough.
And it's all energy. And you have to have that in order to go higher. And you have to have that in order to rule over cities.
Right.
And kingdoms.
Glad you said that.
Not done yet.
No,
Just saying.
you're 100% right. Listen, remember, in this class, all of y'all are right. And that's not me pacifying you. This is a PhD class. That means Doctor of Philosophy. That means we don't know what the hell we talking about. That's what a PhD is, a doctorate in things that are theoretical. That's what a PhD, philosophy, love of wisdom, things we can't prove.
I thought it was a professional hairdresser.
So, you know what I'm saying? So we are attempting to talk about the things we can't prove. That's what we're getting ready to do. Okay, Jerome, let me hear back in my day when I was out there punching people in the throat. And then I'm gonna get Talisha next.
The reason I wanted to share this is because a lot of people who meet me and get to know me think I'm the nicest person in the world. And I appreciate that. And I can be nice as I want to be.
All you folk with nice reputations are the worst, and you know it.
But before I got
and you know
saved,
what? People like Jerome make that slow comment. That's when you know they got that other side. They make that long pause between words.
Think Jerome won't knock your head over with a vase.
This was in 1979. I was on the back of a deuce-and-a-half truck at Fort Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, and they wouldn't let me take a shower. And we'd been there over a week. And I was in the shower line about to get my shower. And they told all of our people, they on a speakerphone, and I ignored them, and somebody saw me. And they made me get out that line and get on the back of that truck. And a young man who did not like me and whom I did not like. Remember, I said I wasn't good at the time. They didn't like me, started giving me a hard time because I was holding everybody up. And I didn't give a damn because we've been out there too long and our butts were funky and we needed to wash them, okay? And they wouldn't let me do that. And then this clown who I did not like started giving me a hard time, and he had a flashlight in his hand, and it was dusk. It wasn't dark, but it was dusk. So the flashlight, you could, shine on people. And he was shining at me and he says, I ought to hit you with this flashlight. And with tears swelled up in my eyes. I don't think he could see it, but I said to him, please don't throw that flashlight. And he was like that. And as I was telling him, please don't do this, I could imagine myself with my hands around his neck, squeezing all the life out of his body, and wasn't nobody going to stop me, and they were going to lock me up and take me to Leavenworth, Kansas for murder, because that's exactly what I was going to do to him.
Yep. And
he didn't throw the flashlight. And then later on, I said to myself, do you realize how angry you were at that guy? You wanted to murder him. And I said, yeah, I did. And I said to myself then, and I say to myself today, whoever that person was that was inside Jerome, he didn't go nowhere. He's still there, okay? And so I have a lot more control, I think, now than I did then. But he's still there in different situations. I, for those of y'all who are young, I'm six. This is 1979. I'm 65 years old, and there have been incidents along my journey where that individual came back to the surface, okay? And the people I was dealing with didn't know he was there, but I knew he was there, and I was saved then. I just wanted to share that with you.
No, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. There's a couple of things I want to say there, and I'm going to get to Alicia, and then we'll be done. I want to make sure everybody gets to talk. Number one, ladies, be very careful. If you make a man cry, that man is about to do something dangerous.
Because he weak, it's because he pissed his cup.
Be very careful. I'm not trying to take up for men. I'm trying to warn you that we have a chemical makeup.
Okay.
He's a Cancer, and then they cry all the time.
Well, I've got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I completely understand, and I know.
Hey, now.
It's not my attempt to be offensive, or it's not my attempt to especially to those who've been abused by men. That's not my attempt. My attempt is just to say that if you make a woman quiet, you're probably about to die. And if you make a man cry, you're probably about to die. And these are fair
but
statements.
that's not fair. That's not fair, Antonio. That's not fair. That's not fair. That is not fair. That is not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. That is not fair.
Go ahead.
Because see, there are things about Sandra that makes a man cry. That has no, I'm not trying. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. That has nothing.
Yes, man. Supposed to say that.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm still on here, Mom. I'm still on here.
You know, you have seen them hover around the door, Paul.
I get it. Come on, I got you.
So when they do, that's not fair. That's not fair.
That's because you got that good. That's your problem. That's your problem.
I am
That's
still
your
on this phone, and there have been incidents that
how you think you got here?
I would like to block that out.
It's not the same. That don't mean you want to hear about it.
You're right. That's fair.
But
you're right.
I was going to be quiet until that there's things that I look
No,
here.
but you're right. You're right, because Tracy Trey Nay say she got that same fire.
I make them cry and get crazy.
I'm about to get off. I can't. I'm about to get off. I'm starting to get flashbacks. I'm getting off. No, don't say my name.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
That's completely fair. You sure right. You know what? I stand corrected. You are correct.
I'm just saying.
You are
Thank you
correct.
very much.
You are correct. There's a lot of people in jail over that same reason. I completely agree. I completely agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. Jerome said something, and I'm about to get Talisha that I think is very important for this conversation. It is this idea of not having it under control and you're almost getting close. So I want to say something. Y'all don't do evil things because you don't want to go to hell. You don't do evil things because you don't want to go to jail. You don't do evil things because you don't want to lose a blessing. You don't do evil things because you don't want God to hold it back from you. I don't do evil things because I don't ever feel the need to do so. There is a big difference. I am not a slave to my fear of God. I did not tell you I do not fear God. Those are two different things. But when you are too afraid, I'm not afraid to be corrected. I'm not afraid to be interrupted. I'm not afraid to jump out of a helicopter, whatever it may be. I'm not telling you I'm great. I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you I recognize how both awesome and wicked that I am. And because of that, I already forgive you for shit you did to me 9 months from now. We don't even have a problem. Whatever you about to do, it's all good. I'm not even tripping. And I know some of you are like, man, he being arrogant. No, I'm not. Just stick around long enough. You will see me see a public crucifixion come in my way and then take it and not say a thing. I don't feel the need to retaliate. Not because this is important, Trey Nates, this is important. Not because I am a good person. I don't feel the need to retaliate because I'll kill you. And I know it.
Listen,
you
know yourself.
No, here's the deal. Since I know that, I guarantee you there ain't a woman in here that if you get into trouble and we go together, I bet you feel safe. That's very important. Now, please receive this. There's not a single woman in here that would not think that if it go down, I ain't fighting with you. Because first off, I'm not finna let you get jumped, Trey Nates, because we're not taking a long ride home and I let you get beat up. We're not doing that. So we jumping her together. I'm just telling you what it is. Ain't no sense in me, because if I see you losing, well, she got to get off you, Damali. You understand what I'm saying? And we gonna talk in the car about how you bonded me out or something. But what we won't do, what we will not do, Kim, is you would not ride home with me for 30 minutes looking at me like I don't even know why I'm with you. And I'm not advocating for separation, segregation. I'm not advocating for violence. I am trying to set the stage for next week to let you know, since you haven't got over your childhood traumas, they're affecting what you're doing and what you're saying right now. Because I could right now, my mom is missing again. Like right now, I can't miss. I did everything I possibly could, Jerome. And missing, and it ain't even in the hospital. So the birth certificate to get ID, if it show up, because they said 6 weeks, she's not even gonna get it now. So I gotta start all over. And if I wasn't a vindictive asshole that thought that I knew everything and how perfect I was and how much I hate her, I would actually hate her. But since I know that I am so evil to judge her, I have no reason to judge her.
Come on, sir.
This is so important. If you don't get it, don't worry about it. Throughout this 40 weeks, we'll get closer and closer and closer, because she is missing for whatever perfect reason that I don't understand, and I don't need to understand her. You understand? I don't need to understand her to love her. I don't need to understand her not to be offended by her. I just need to shut the hell up and be available even if being available means go find her. Because I made a promise I wouldn't let the drugs separate us again. And now God's like, show me.
Watch it.
You said it. Let me see if you're going to be about it. Because you asking me for stuff. I'm asking you, go get your mama. And you can't hear the soft, still voice of God say that. Offended.
Right.
So loud in my head, I'm offended at what she doing. That I can't hear that whisper that say, she ain't doing nothing wrong.
Come on.
That's the difference. That's a really big difference. It's hard to get to. I'm not telling you there. I'm not saying some of y'all not there. I'm just saying that don't know woman, this is what my grandmother would say, want some man that ain't gonna fight for his woman. Because the same fight that I got to go help my mom or that punch somebody in the face for you, it's the same fight that I got to fight against my ego and apologize to you when I'm wrong. They are the same weapon. The same weapon that will protect you is the same weapon that will make me be humble to you. They are the same weapon. And if you don't think that, get ready, Talisha, give me 1 minute. If you don't think that, if you think that Jesus was led to the cross, a sheep of the slaughter, because he was nice, you are a damn fool. If you believe in Jesus and the cross, let me help you out. It takes a lot of courage to get killed.
For someone else too.
For folk who don't like you. Y'all think Jesus died for Christians. You're not paying attention. Jesus died for people who whipped his beard off moments before. That take a lot of courage. And if you don't think that, Jesus was embarrassed, lied on publicly. And some of y'all don't even like nothing happened to you publicly. So when I heard Amanda say, oh yeah, well, it was in the house and it was this and it was that, then my mama, then my daughter, all I heard was Amanda strong as hell. I just didn't say it because it wasn't time. But you can't have that level of forgiveness or tolerance without being strong. Now what you got to do is don't be so strong you crucify yourself, because Jesus didn't do that. Come on, Talisha, you got the last comment. Oh, Yolanda had a question too? Okay, now I'll get Yolanda's question. Go ahead, Talisha.
I just don't feel like I should be speaking right now.
See, you're struggling all day. You can speak if you want to or not. It's up to you.
I'm just letting you know I'm angry right now. I'm at a state of anger. And what Renee said about the level of I have not reacted yet.
Painful, right?
That's where I'm at right now.
Yep.
And
you just call me.
The lies I allowed to happen and put myself last. I don't call that strong. I call it stupid. Because I've allowed, this is the second man that I've allowed. And it's like I tolerate pain over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I can't talk right now. I just
hold on real quick. Y'all clap for her. Let's clap her strength, please.
No doubt.
Clap her strength. That's why
you are stronger than you ever will know.
Well, that's why I let the class go over, because I saw her struggling. She had her hand up and I wanted to make sure. But hold on, she may not be finished. Is she alone? Do I have a brave one?
You're not alone.
You are not alone, sis. You are not alone.
Let
My
me tell
God,
you,
you are not alone, sis.
You are not alone. And it's not just once or two people or two relationships. I have been in multiple
your whole life, huh?
relationships all my life.
All your life.
All my life. And even in this marriage that I have now, I've had situations that have come, and I know I can say pray about it or whatever, but there are some times where that pain hurts so much where you can't even pray about it.
Come on. Ooh, you said something.
You're so freaking angry and you don't know where to put the anger at. And that's why one of my questions was, how do you control that?
Yep.
Because you don't want to get to a place where you snap. I literally snapped on my own child one time.
It'll do it.
And I like fist fighting my own child, my daughter. Well, I wouldn't call her child, she's 21, 22. But that anger, that pain, it has to be released some way.
It does. It does. And I got you. I got you. I got you. There's plenty of things I could tell you, but I'm going to tell you one that I believe will fit your personality. I want you, the next time I make you mad, I want you to cuss my blankety blank out in a letter. You hear me? I'm talking to you directly, Yolanda. And if you don't like a letter, do a text message, but I want you to go smooth off on me. And I'm saying me, because it ain't gonna be me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just trying to protect whoever the hell it is that's about to catch these hands from Yolanda. You understand? They have no idea. They a couple of words away from getting it slapped out of them. They have no idea. I'm trying to protect them, so I'm saying me. You understand? You write it down and you tell me everything about it with the full intention that I have read it and will read it. And then you never give it to me. Don't save it, because if you save it, this is important. If you save it, it's going to be a reminder of how weak you are. I'm trying to help somebody.
You doing a good job.
I got a whole lot of paper I need to burn up.
That's just
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it, because when you get rid of it, you're not getting rid of it because you're hiding it. You're getting rid of it because you're also getting rid of that person and their power over you.
So what you're saying is I need to write a whole letter to my mother and then just burn it.
You know, yes, you do. And it's so, and when you burn it, don't burn it because you have to. Burn it because it's your birthright to let that shit go.
Right.
Because if you don't,
Yeah.
it will be a visible reminder with a lot of energy on it, reminding you how weak you are. See, that energy is pent up in you. And she's right, you got to release it. But we talking about more than, it's a spell that is killing you. Because if you don't write it down, if we were like 6 months in, this is what I would tell. This is what I would say. I would say, Yolanda, you're taking the creative force of this world against you, and you got all that energy up, and you don't need it. You don't need an enemy without, because you are your worst enemy within. So if you don't get that enemy and put it on paper, and I was speaking her language, I would say, Yolanda, you're possessed. This is her language. She's a preacher, prophet, Christian. I would say, Yolanda, you're possessed. And if you don't do an exorcism on those lines of paper and get that demon out of you, you're going to become that demon yourself. This is what I would say to her, because that's her language. If I was talking to Sheena, I'd say something completely different.
To everyone.
See?
That's to everybody that's on this line.
See?
That needs to do that. That's a cleansing.
You're right. Go ahead, Talisha, please. This is your conversation. I just wanted you to get a break because I didn't want you to quit before you wanted to. I want you to be finished. I don't want you to quit.
I almost quit on myself yesterday. The dark side almost came out. Schizophrenic runs in our family, and I feel like a part of that is in me.
I'm sure it is.
And I started to mentally think of what I wanted to do. And then it started getting dark around me.
If you gotta go,
hold it out.
Hold on, Rick, quickly. If y'all gotta go, you're more than welcome. I'm gonna stay until She is healed or on her way.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to go. And for some of y'all, it's 15 o'clock at night. You just don't worry. Don't worry at all. If matter of fact, you just hang in there. If you can stay, you can. But we're not over time. Let's say the spirit is moving, is what some of y'all say.
Yeah.
And we're gonna let that happen. Is that okay?
Yes,
All right then. Talisha, please go on. But I wanted to give them permission to go, and I wanted you to have permission to take your time. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. Everything Amanda said has happened to me before.
See?
Plus more. The worst lie that has ever been told to me. And I was so gullible, and I was sat there and said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those ones where I was like, wait, you need to question that. But I didn't.
Yep.
One was told to me, I didn't come home because my car broke down. My head, you couldn't call me. I'm your wife. I'm not fit to let you stay out there like that. Oh, my phone was about to die. So he stayed out there the next day. I had enough juice to call baby mama and tell her, I'm not going to be able to pick baby girl up. Take her to school. Didn't make sense. But bottom line is, I keep allowing this to happen. And it's honestly on me. And grateful I can talk to y'all about this right now because my daughter is not with me right now.
It's divine.
And when you stated about, basically me not getting out of this situation or me allowing this to keep going on is basically stating to my daughter that this is okay.
That's right. And she will date just like her mama. And there's nothing you can do about it until you do something about it. And everybody else is going to tell you to pray. I'm not.
No.
I honestly couldn't pray last night.
Your pain is louder than your prayers. How could you? There's a time to pray. This is not the time to pray. You ain't even in the time to release. If I try to convince this girl to release this, she is not going to do it. So she can't pray. She can't release. So what's her only option to do? She only got two options. They're the only two things that are going to help her. And the two options are actually one option. And that's don't withdraw. Because right now, whatever thoughts you got in your head are magnified every time you go by yourself.
That's true.
Every time.
From experience.
I can't tell her you need to release that. I should. Somebody's going to text me later, you shouldn't have said that. But the truth is, she's not going to listen. She's not ready. Y'all be like coaching people to do shit they not ready for. You got to meet people where they are. She is not ready to forgive. She is not ready to release. And she ain't ready to come over and talk about it. But I can tell you, every time you're alone, you're killing yourself. And if you keep staying alone, you're going to actually think about killing yourself. So what you need is some like-minded people, some Trey Naces that's just going to sit there and say, girl, me too. And if you can't get that, I'll start a whole new call for a bunch of troubled folk and just let y'all drink wine and complain. And this is very important. Y'all be trying to meet people and take them straight to kids' Bible study. Let me tell you something. Talisha is not ready for kids' Bible study. Talisha cannot go to Ken's Bible study. Ken know too much. Talisha needs to go to Sheena Bible study. Girl, get this.
I may take that Bible and burn it.
See what I'm saying? Look, you may take the Bible, but you can't get this weed. Sit down. Let's play this video game. Not the kind of Amanda play. You know, that's that one, you know. Because you're not ready to do anything. And since you're not ready to do anything, the only thing you really can do is talk more to feel. And I don't mean like no therapy talk. I can't, I'll give you a great example. Can y'all receive with all the cussing and all the, we've had real church in here.
Amen.
Full
Yes.
church.
Amen.
So I need you to get that you don't have to organize anything. If you just sit there and let people know you good with me, that's ministry. Because I don't know if y'all saw it. Tracy got something on her.
Yes.
Come on now.
You understand? And if it wasn't for Amanda, Talisha wouldn't be talking. And Tracy wouldn't have something on her. And if it wasn't for the fact that we create a space, this is if I tell you, all right, now, this is why you can't cut your cameras off, right? This is the only reason. You can do everything else in this class, but cut your camera off. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, of course, you know, we talking about within reason. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I don't let you go smoke your weed, you're not going to hear me. I'm not advocating for weed. I'm just acting like Jesus. How the hell you going to hear me hungry?
Who talking today?
Jerome. All over the Bible, yo, Jesus fed folk. Y'all starving. You can't hear the word. Man, take this meal.
Listen.
You fool? I am the bread of life.
Come on. Come on.
You got to. Talisha, I call upon you and I want you to continue to finish. And what I'm strategically doing is I'm strategically giving you a tad bit break because, you know, I love when people cry. But you got a different kind of cry in your spirit right now.
Yeah.
Not you. That's you don't have the healthy cry. That's not what you got going on right now. And I'm saving you for you walking because you're gonna walk so far in your story you can't get out of it. And I don't want you to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to do that. So I'm breaking in at certain points when I see you're about to lose yourself. And let me tell you why. Because she's mad at herself. And every time she say a word, she's reminded of how mad she is at herself. And that's the problem. Because during this call, it's okay to be mad at herself. But when she hang up and them walls close in, it ain't gonna be okay to be mad at herself. So what's the only thing to do? Go to sleep? That ain't gonna work. Because as soon as you try to lay down, she's gonna get pissed off. So it's going to be some habit that's going to get real loud. The habit of self-deprecation, the habit of being depressed, the habit of some drug, the habit of some alcohol, whatever it may be. Your habit is going to be far louder and far easier to get than your God.
Can I say something real quick?
This is you. If anybody ought to say something, you ought to say something.
Talisha, I see the pain in your face right now, and I know exactly what that felt like. And I'll tell you what he was talking about the more you sit there yourself and think about it, the worse it's going to get. The only reason that I'm alive right now is because I couldn't come up with an option to kill myself that didn't hurt my kids. I was trying to figure out, could I drive off the side of a bridge and make it look like an accident? Could I go and accidentally run into a telephone pole? Could I, anything to get me out of where I was, because that feeling hurt so bad. I just wanted it to stop. I just wanted everything to stop. But I couldn't come up with a way to do it and my kids be like, oh, she didn't kill herself, because I couldn't do it and let my kids know that I did that to myself. I couldn't, because they would all blame themselves.
Yep.
And I just knew that, and I couldn't do it. So just whatever you do, just you've got to try and find some peace and not let the thoughts overtake you, because they will, and they will do it so fast you won't even know what hit you.
100% fair. 100% fair. And I have strong doubt, Talisha, that you can do that by yourself. I have full faith that you can do it. But alone, healing is not going to be on your mind. Let me help y'all out, man. Yes, sir.
I want to say that, number one, I'm extremely proud of Talisha.
Yep.
Most of you may not know, me and Talisha did a podcast.
Yep.
For Antonio's book. And we got real close.
Oh, Jerome, stop. That's the only thing that held me together.
I love you, girl. And I got close to her daughter too. And the reason why I'm proud of her is this. I was watching her on the call.
Come on now.
Before she raised her hand. And I knew she was in trouble. And when she raised her hand to speak, I say, thank you, God. Thank you. Because I don't have the answers. All I know is she's somebody I care about deeply. And I want the best for her. And if she did not speak up tonight, and this call went off, and something happened, I'd have to live with that. So, Talisha, I don't have the answers, but I'm so proud of you for raising your hand.
Amen.
And speaking what you could speak. And I want to thank you guys for being there for my friend.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Come on, y'all clap for that. Amen. That's good. That's good. Good.
Oh, Jesus.
Good. That's a big deal. And before y'all,
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
May I say something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I haven't said a whole lot, and I've been listening to everybody speak.
Yes,
so I would like to say, because I'm listening to how you say it, Tanisha?
Talisha with an L.
Talisha.
Talisha.
Okay, Talisha. So I'm listening, and I was thinking about my situation, and a lot of times people don't think men go through those type of situations.
So don't.
They don't think that we get hurt and you allow a person to get into your heart or to your mind so much to the point that you forget who you are.
Yep.
And which was my case, to love someone so much that you love that person more than any human being on the earth,
including yourself.
Including myself.
Yep.
And I went on like that for years. And I watched hurt, pain after pain. I went through pain after pain, hurt after hurt, to the point I remember when I was left, I was sitting in an empty house, big 4-bedroom house by myself. And I was laying in the bed and I was hurting so bad, and it felt like that I was being pulled through the bed down through the floor. I was in so much pain. And I walked around for a long time thinking to myself that, how did I get to this point? How did I become so unworthy? All my life being told, oh, you're so sweet, you're so nice, you this, you that. But then time after time, I kept allowing myself to be hurt over and over, because for the love that I didn't receive as a child and on through my adolescent years and my teen years and on into my adult years, every one of those bad relationships, I was seeking what I did not receive when I was younger.
That's right.
And I was seeking it from people who could not give it to me.
That's right.
Because they didn't know how to give it. So to go through all that pain, I remember I stopped being myself. I stopped wearing all my nice clothes. I stopped wearing my earrings. I stopped doing all the things that I enjoyed doing. I became a hermit. I was sitting in the house in the dark with a pack of Newports when I smoked and a thing of doggone Hennessy. And I was doing this every day.
Every day.
My best friend and her daughter was working with the police department. She came by the house every day and would come in and sit and say, John, you can't sit in here like this and just wither away. So, but I didn't hear what anybody was saying.
Yeah.
But see, the good thing was, well, this young lady went back and she got 4 of the sisters and she sat and got all her sisters said, we got to help John. We got to help John. And then two brothers stepped in to help. I had got to the point where I, because I was so hurt that when I heard a joke, I wouldn't even allow myself to laugh because I didn't feel I deserved to laugh.
Ooh, I remember that. Ooh, didn't feel like I deserved to laugh.
Didn't feel like I deserved to laugh. But these people, and the thing is, when you're going through this, you can't walk it completely alone. It took a while for me to come out of that mindset. And these beautiful people helped me. Jessica and her sisters, Frank and Hubert as brothers. They stepped in. I wasn't even trying to have no friends, but they stepped in and they were my support. And I finally started to come up. I finally started, feeling like, hey, I can smile again.
Yeah.
Because the thing is to love. Now, when you love, there's no way that you can love and not be vulnerable. That's just not going to happen. And every time you take a chance on love, you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to be vulnerable. But the whole thing of it all is that I had some people that cared about me more than I cared about myself.
Amen.
And through that and the grace of God, they were able to help me come out of that mindset. And I started to believe, that, hey, you know what? I can do this. I can beat this because I deserve this. I'm better than this. But it took a while for me to get to that mindset. Now you can't play with me in my mindset because I can see the BS a mile away. But she can do it. She can do it, and she will. All she has to do is give herself that opportunity. Believe that you are worthy. That's all you got to do. Believe you are worthy. You're a beautiful young lady. I saw you a minute ago. Believe you are worthy. And believe me, everything else, will start to rise up.
That's right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We need to hear it. We absolutely need to hear it. Hold on real quick, Talisha. Hold on. I want you, I'm giving you a little break. Tracy. Come, now, don't y'all blame me for going over time. I have a responsibility. And you don't know when somebody is one clap away from suicide. Did you hear what I said? I have no idea, but I know they can't keep walking like that and be well.
Yeah.
Now I know that much. I know that much.
I know that too.
I want
From
to drink
experience.
from experience. I guarantee you, I just got finished running 2.5 miles and came back to y'all. I want to drink scotch and play my video game. But this is where I'm supposed to be. Don't pass up church on your way to church.
That's it.
Tracy. Do me a favor. Let Talisha know in your own words she's not alone. And if you want to say something, you can.
You are most definitely not alone. Some of the things that you said that really hit home for me was the fact that we feel stupid. It's like you feel stupid for allowing it to happen, especially like if it's happened before. And it's like, okay, like, why am I putting myself in this situation again and again? And then, like, allowing people to hurt me all the time. And then someone else just said something. I don't remember who it was, but about the part where if you don't feel like you were loved the way you wanted to be loved as a child and throughout your years of growing up, and then you look for that love in other people and in relationships, and then you when you're hurt and you don't find that love, then you put your guard up because you're trying to be strong. You know, you say you don't look at it as being strong, you look at it as being stupid. So then to reverse that stupidity feeling, then you try to be strong. But then, like you said, you can't be too strong, because then if you're too strong, you run off people that really are trying to love you, but you don't know how to receive the love because you've been hurt so many times. And so it's like a balancing act of how do I allow myself to be loved without allowing myself to be hurt? Because when you allow someone to love you, or when you allow yourself to get into a relationship, then again, you're having to be vulnerable to that hurt coming in. But you know what I keep hearing? Literally, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but Phil said this, and this is so ironic because I wrote it down.
Phil says a lot and people don't be listening, but keep going.
He said, suicide is a permanent decision for temporary problems. And I wrote that down because I was going to use this for my students, because with students, we have to deal with a lot of the mental health challenges. And for this topic to be happening right now, for him to have said that, it's just kind of like divine, like you're saying. This is a divine connection right now, and it's a temporary problem. That's what I want to say. It's a temporary problem, and you can get through it. It's kind of like a been there, done that, had those thoughts, been in that position, and you saw me tearing up over here because I'm like, I keep thinking how they are, like.
No, you're right.
Don't let the temporary problems lead to those permanent decisions.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I'm glad you said that. Now, yes, you can clap. I do want to say respectfully, she's right. There's no correction to that. None of y'all would probably ever be corrected in this class, but there's no correction in that. She's also recognizing, though, I want to highlight that she recognizes that your pain don't let you see it's temporary.
Yeah.
Like that comment wasn't made and that, God works in mysterious ways, right? There wasn't one of those.
No.
She recognizes that you can't hear what she's saying, but follow her voice out of what you in. Because once you're in pain, you're like, well, I'd be like, well, do you got cancer? Well, no, I ain't got cancer. But it feel like the worst thing ever. Whatever you're going through is the worst thing that ever happened to you. It is. Ain't nobody saying like, I'm saying, man, oh my God, I can't pay my rent. You homeless yet? That's a terrible thing to say to somebody. Because if I'm going through it, damn it, I want to die.
Listen.
Jerome would say that's the trick of the enemy. And he would be right. He would be right. He would be right. Let me offer support, and I'm gonna come back to Alicia. If you want to talk, if there is nothing you're ever going to, I'm taking y'all too fast, but I'm planting a seed. If you disagree with what first off, if you agree with what I'm saying, good job, but don't agree ceremonially. This is that. I received that. You a damn lie. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't receive it. You are lying. That's a ceremonial yes. Don't do that. If you disagree with it, you're probably going to receive it a little better than others because it rubs you the wrong way, and you're going to wrestle with it. Respectfully, you cannot fix any of your problems. I know you want to say, well, God can, and actually you'd be right, but not in the way you think you are. In order to fix a problem, two things would have to happen. One, it can't be with your consciousness because you got yourself in the problem. Two, energy would have to be created or destroyed, and you can't do that. So Talisha and anybody going through, you divert the energy of a problem into the creation that you desire. I took you too fast, but I'm planting a seed. I do want to say something else real quick. Deanna caught it. Well, she caught that something had changed in me. I need to do something. And can we please send this message out? Let's just say I got a download that some of you are in some situations that I may have underestimated. Has everybody seen the Mighty Ducks or familiar with it?
Yeah, the movie.
Is there anybody here that has not seen the Mighty Ducks? Anybody? Okay, we got two people. No problem. No problem. No problem. Has everybody seen The Lion King?
Yeah.
Is there anybody who has not seen The Lion King? You have sinned and come short of the mark, John Calloway. Shame on you. Let's try something else. Has anybody seen Pinocchio?
Yeah.
Has anybody not seen Pinocchio? John Calloway, holy shit. Oh, he was in Thailand. He was in prison in Thailand. All right.
I stayed in Detroit too much.
Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Has everybody seen Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Yes.
Yeah, the TV show. Yes.
No, the TV show. Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
Now we
Bill
showing our age.
Cosby. Bill Cosby.
Yes.
Has anybody not seen Bill Cosby?
Which TV show?
It doesn't even matter. As long as you're seeing one of them.
Glory.
Has anybody not seen Bill Cosby?
I've seen him.
Okay, good. Good. Do we know who Bill Cosby is?
Yes.
Outstanding. And I got one better. We all know who Michael Jackson is. Yes?
Yes.
Outstanding. Yes. Outstanding. We all know who Michael Jackson is. It dawned on me, some of you ladies and men are not safe. And you're going to have to hang up quickly for maybe you're on speaker or you got your headphones on too long, or you're doing too much smiling, or something in the tension phase of an abusive relationship. I can't even anticipate how many different ways this can happen. Secretly, no matter what's going on, you're going to unmute your mic and say something about Michael Jackson in the most clever way you can possibly think of. And then should you need to disconnect, you do. If you stay, we will automatically change the subject. I need that's why I needed everybody to be on the same page.
That is one of the smartest things I have ever heard.
I appreciate you. Some of you are in a situation in which you're going to have to say Michael Jackson. And if you hang up, you might get 15 text messages from us because we're going to know. And that's a good thing. You understand what I'm saying? That's a good thing. If you say Michael Jackson and stay, and you don't just say like Michael Jackson, you could be like, you're right, Michael Jackson was crazy. So you can do it however you want, however, whatever natural to you. I don't want to tell you what to say because it may not be natural to you. It's like, Phil going, Michael Jackson was black. It's probably not natural to Phil. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not natural. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not. However, if you stay, we will immediately change the subject, and then you will find a way to let us know that you're safe. Is that okay? All right. Good. So let me wrap this up for all of us. Got to go pee and our back hurts. Well, let me see. I'm gonna have Talisha. Did you have anything that you wanted to say? We're gonna pick up this conversation many a times. But is there anything that your soul or whatever it may be, whatever you think, just needed to just say so you can go to sleep somewhat well tonight? Okay, she says she's good. So what we're going to do, brothers and sisters, y'all pour into her some good energy so she can feel all of your face and be re-energized. Please go ahead.
We love you, Talisha.
So much.
So much.
I love you.
You are not
Talisha.
alone.
You are not by yourself.
You better pick up the phone and call, girl.
Help you any way I can.
But we love you.
Yes,
We
I'll put
love
my
you.
number in the chat so you can call me anytime or text me. Hey,
Please.
No matter what
yes,
time.
I love you. I love you.
No matter what
You're not
time.
alone.
There you go. There you go. Remember our I don't want to call it safe word because I know nobody's listening, but Michael Jackson. To remember Michael Jackson. And then depending on your reaction is how we will react. Just remember that. I wish I can have a button to where your screen go to a Disney movie or something, but I haven't invented that yet. So we'll work it out. Okay, we'll work it out. I want to end you with a story. Oh, Sheena, Phil? Okay, you and Phil. So Sheena and Phil, please say what you, okay, Phil says no. Sheena, did you have something to say? And then also you got numbers out there, Talisha, that you should copy and paste because those are your battle buddies now. Sheena, go ahead. You got the floor, then I'm gonna end it up.
No, I'm good. I don't have anything to say.
Okay. All those numbers, grab those, okay? And then you do me a favor and grab those even more. And just what you're going to do is master, just what you're going to do, Talisha, okay? Well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but let me tell you what to do. You're going to save it in your phone as Mastermind Group Tyrell, Mastermind Group Trey Nace, Mastermind Group. Reason why is because if I was an abuser, first thing I would do is go to your phone. Numbers. But the good thing is these people ain't trying to sleep with you, so that works out. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? You know, that's a good thing. Now, of course, do what's good for your situation. You understand what I'm saying? Whether you write them down, but however you do. But let me also say this for everybody else. Label these as mastermind group. Because if you're known to be in a mastermind group, it makes it a little easier. That don't mean I'm not going to trip. I'm going to find anything to trip on. You can talk about Jesus and I'm going to trip on that. Please know when I want to come for you, I will. And I'm saying I, but I'm not talking about me. It was on
Is
the
everyone okay with me saving all these numbers also?
You know what? You so right.
Go ahead, sweetie.
I'm fine. Whoever want to save my number, go on save. You want to
Okay,
call?
I just wanted to ask because some people don't like having everybody have their number, so I wanted to ask before I copied and saved all of them.
Oh yeah,
you guys are family. Go ahead.
Hey, Antonio.
Yeah,
we straight family up in here, and I love this. I love.
That's why this class is protected so much, and you can't join, and I kick people out. Can y'all see why now? Mm-hmm. And can you see why I say have your cameras on? Because I don't want people thinking, oh, you can't confess with all these cameras off. Because you have no idea who's recording what, you know what I'm saying? It's so many different shady things people do. And this environment forces us not to be that way. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you would, but I don't trust humans. So there you go. Tyrell.
Hey, what about, can you make this like a recall roster, like what we do in the military, where it's
fair enough.
One sheet, make it simple. You know how we used to do it.
Yeah, there's no problem. You're absolutely right. Grace, save the chat for me and give it to me tomorrow. We'll call it emergency contacts. Yeah, we'll call them. We won't. Yeah. We'll call it something inconspicuous just in case. Because let me tell you, some of y'all are in bad situations that you have to keep as much drama down as possible, not because you're weak, because you will get severely abused if you do not. And I recognize that. Because remember, I am evil. So I know both sides. I am kind enough to give you Michael Jackson, but that's only because I'm evil, remember? This is when men say that's the greatest idea I heard, that's not because I'm smart. It's because I'm an evil, manipulative bastard that wants Trey Nace to do what I said do, and you better not do with him what you do with me. And if you don't have that under control, you can't even think on that level and come up with Michael Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? If I was naive, I wouldn't even thought of that. Some of y'all are in some really messed up situations. It's on the basketball court. The story we ended. And taking my, I'm running them, having my kids play basketball. All three of them, the girl and the two boys, and then the Aaron and Ashton, that's their names. They went to the park, and it was me and my oldest. We playing 1-on-1. I would do it. I make sure that they got to beat me, and they don't. Well, I got beat once, but anyway, I don't like losing. They gotta step up. And I told them today I'm going to teach y'all how to behave when you are tired. I had no idea it would seep its way into this class. Did you hear what I said? We played 7 games back to back. And every time they bent down, I said, get up. We played 2 games of 21. And some other stuff. Then we played 3 games of 1-on-1. That's 5. And I can't remember. And we shot around for 2. And I said, don't bend over. And that's what I told him. I said, listen, basketball is mental. I said, I'm 40. And I ain't showed you I'm tired yet. And every time we win, I say, come on, run it back. No breaks. I say, well, get some water, go get your Gatorade, come back. And I telling him, I'm saying, and in the last game, he bending over, he tired. And I say, look, pick your head up. Show me you not tired. Because basketball is mental. Because the moment you show me you not tired, you automatically make me tired. And you win.
True that.
You have to be able, Aiden is his name, to be dead tired and still stand tall. And then we played. Nobody won the last game because something, I forget what it was. And at the end of the game, he collapsed on the ground. And I'm standing up. And I said, and I go sit down, and I want him to see his daddy was tired too. I make it a point to finally show him I'm tired as hell. I don't have to like over exaggerate because I am tired as hell. Don't get it twisted. I don't have to over exaggerate. I literally all the things I was doing was very natural, very real. I didn't put nothing on it. I played 7 games. I'm 40 years old. It's 104 degrees outside. I was tired. Yeah, as he laying down, I walked up to him and I said, buddy, here's how you should have known I was tired. I was hitting shots all day and I'm really good. And I start missing easy shots. And you was missing easy shots. And we both missing easy shots. Them last 2 games went a lot longer than what they should. Because we both tired, but you didn't know that. Because I never showed you. But I need you to be smart enough, Aiden, to recognize my legs couldn't follow through with them shots no more. My arms wouldn't do the right thing no more. And I say that to y'all. I'm not telling you hide your abuse. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you show your abuser that you're not tired, because all you're going to do is get hit worse. What I'm saying is show yourself you're not tired. I'm not telling you, because some of y'all are rewarded for actually being tired. They leave you alone. So don't make the situation worse. But when that's over, stand your ass up. Go work on your dream. Go watch your keynote and Bureau of Dominant Speakers, influential speakers, whatever it's called right now. I can't remember. You go do something. Because I'm not telling you, don't be tired. The focus on that story was not the lesson I was teaching my son. The focus on that story was I was strong enough to be strong enough for my son. So when you got to leave it, when you got to get hit, get hit. If getting hit lets it be better, you got to do that. And he's like, so you can't say, Antonio, you know how hard it is for an abuse victim to call the cops? See, y'all don't understand. That's why you be saying dumb shit. You don't understand. You can't call the cops when you're being abused.
No, they don't help at all. It comes back on you 10 times worse than it would have if you'd have
As soon as
just
them
not
cops
done
leave,
anything to begin with.
soon as them cops leave, abusers are master level genius at abusing. So take your hits. Sandra would tell you, you got to take them hits. But after you do, get your ass up. Don't be tired. Because if you let them keep you down, you're never going to work on your company. You're never going to work on your dream. You're never going to go to church and actually receive. So my message, that story about don't be tired, I wasn't talking. You weren't Aiden in that picture. You were Antonio in that picture. Because I poured out to y'all all day. Now I had to be strong enough to lead my sons. And if I was tired, their daddy would have let them down. Don't you let your abuser let you let your child down. You can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you much, everybody. Love you.
Love you more.
Thank you for your time.
Love you.
Sorry we went over, but we saved
Love you
lives.
more.
All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Love you,
Good
everybody.
night. Love you more.
Good night.